The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 197, being recorded on March the 31st, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Loud. Today, I'm joined by the crew from the Great White North, Canadian land, next to Santa Claus himself. Ryan Gibson is back, Gib8777. Welcome back, Ryan.
What's going on, everybody? 197 episodes of Horrible Gamers in the tank. Let's do this.
That's right. And from the West Coast, the best coast, my friend Henley Merrill, Gunny Chief, is back. Welcome back, Henley.
Yeah, hello. 3 away from 200. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, people. Is that when the rabbit comes out?
Guys,
is that holiday?
Just so you know, bunny rabbits don't lay eggs.
What?
They don't?
What kind of bullshit lie is this?
I'm going Easter egg hunting, though.
I thought the rabbits stole the eggs from the chickens and then painted them and hid them.
And they're chocolate.
Maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's what they did. Sounds good. Here's a question for you. How did we get from Jesus Christ to chocolate eggs and Easter bunnies?
I do not know. Anyways, people, you can follow us on Twitter at _horrible gamers. Please leave us a review on iTunes. Hit subscribe real quick and leave a review for us on there. 5 stars are appreciated, but please leave your honest opinions on there. Join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. That's on Facebook. We also have a Facebook page you can like and review as well. Please head over there and do that. And email us at feedback@horriblegamers.com with any questions or comments you have for us. That'll get to our phones immediately as soon as you send it. And we'll probably reply on there, if not on the show. Real quick, head over to patreon.com/horriblegamers to support the show like Jonathan Hall did, Alan Mabey, Joshua Wolf, Bill Garner II, Evan Tanaka, and John Jerome. Guys, we love you. Thank you for your support. We need all the support we can get financially from you guys. So if you can head over to patreon.com/horriblegamers, we would really, 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 really appreciate it. And if you can't do that, then spread the show around. Tag up your school with Horrible Gamers. No. Don't do that.
Don't do that. No.
Graffiti
Tag
campaign.
your school with gunshots.
No, God, no.
Wait
Fuck no. Anyways, just spread the word about Horrible Gamers. Our intro song is done by Fowler and Twistex. It is called The Breakout, and the outro song is called Night Owl by Broke for Free. Guys, let's get into video game talk real quick. Video games, did we play them this week? Did we? I did.
I don't think we, by the looks of it, we didn't play a lot of them.
Yeah.
I played a few. So, real quick, I want to start off with something that's not on my list. And I don't know if I mentioned that in the last few shows, because I played it a week ago, or 2 weeks ago now, almost. Played it over a weekend, actually. And this is a game that I really enjoyed, and I think it is Telltale's best game so far. Guys, I actually went and played the Borderlands story on Telltale, the Borderlands. What is it called? The Tales of the Borderlands?
Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah, that. Dude, that was good.
Good, right?
That was real good. I just had so much fun playing that. Like, the humor, the comedy, the way that the story's set up, it's so awesome. I was laughing the whole time. In the end,
stupid fun, right?
Yeah, and then in the end, man, I was like, I so wish that season 2 was out already. Like, I want to know what happens next to these guys.
I don't know if they're going to do season 2.
Yeah, I don't know either, because I went to their Reddit.
I hope so.
I went to the Reddit. I went on Google. I started Googling Reddit and, like, their forums and everything. And they're, like, saying, like, yeah, we don't know if this is going to happen. We don't know if season 2 will ever happen. We think the story ended in a good spot. I was like, no, fuck no.
I hope. So I was going to say that the Borderlands 2 or what have you, we know it's been in the works, right?
Yeah.
Borderlands 3, sorry. And so I hope that when maybe during E3 they can release it kind of then when they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, Borderlands 3 is coming. Whatever, probably maybe this holiday, maybe early first quarter next year. So yeah, I really hope it does because Tales from the Borderlands was really good.
It was fun, dude.
I think it would be something really good to promote Borderlands 3 as well. If it somehow leads into the Borderlands 3 story.
And they're saying that it might, because they're saying that like they think that we might see that entire crew in Borderlands 3, you know. I just loved all the characters, dude. I love Reese, Sasha, the other girl, I forget the other girl's name. The other girl you play as, what's her name? I fucking forgot her name already. Damn it.
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Forgot her name. I love the little robot, Gordy. The other robot what was the other robot's name? Mech something or some fucking weird shit.
Yeah.
Loaderbot, that was his name.
Loaderbot, yeah.
Loaderbot.
Yeah.
I loved
Yellow.
him. Yeah, but I just love this story, dude. It was so fucking cool. I loved everything about it. I thought it was super well done. And I had a ton of fun playing it. It was funny all the way through. And I loved how, like, you were telling the story, like, you were in the future, but you were telling the story. So then, like, all of a sudden, they would cut it, like, it would cut out and be like, you never did that.
Yeah.
You're full of shit. You never did that. It's like, yeah, I did. In my story, I did. Yeah, it was so cool. That was incredible, man. I loved it. And I can't believe I got that for free on Xbox Games with Gold. That was fun.
Yep.
It was fun, man.
I want to say I started playing that on iOS. And I think I finished it on the Xbox One.
Yeah, if you haven't, well, I'm pretty sure most of our listeners have an Xbox, but if you don't, buy it. But if you do, if you had Games with Gold back in the day, a couple years ago, maybe, or a year ago even, I don't know when they gave it out. It might be in your ready to install list, and I suggest you play this game because I'm not a big Borderlands fan of the game itself. But I love this story. I loved it. It's like it made me want to play Borderlands. That's how good it was. It like I legit sat there after the game and I was thinking to myself, should I install Borderlands and play it right now? I want some of this story, dude. I loved it, and it was so cool in the beginning when Zero shows up and you're in that death race and like.
Yes.
That felt like a movie. It legit was like a movie because you had like all these different parts, moving parts in the story right there. And you were switching between characters and doing different things with all the different characters. And then it would cut around and like show what Zero was doing. And he was fighting over here kicking ass. And then Reese was in the middle fucking shooting all the guys. And then the other chick was in the car racing in circles. I was like, holy shit. Wow. Wow. It was so cool, dude. Oh, man. Telltale knocked it out of the park with that game. Wow. Just wow. I loved it, guys.
And you could probably, just like with any Telltale series, whether it be on console, PC, or even mobile, usually the first episode is free.
Yeah.
So
it's
it's
definitely
kind of try it before you...
Yeah, go do that. Because that first episode really does hook you in. They have like a lot of action in there, a lot of good story set up, and so cool. I love that. And it makes me want to try the other Telltale games. Because, see, I bought The Walking Dead Season 2, but I never played it. Ever.
See, I have Season 1 and 2, but I played them both on 360, so I never played them on Xbox One.
The problem with me is, so I got it on the Xbox One. I actually bought Season 1 on the Xbox One too. I bought them all. I bought everything all over again. I don't know why. I just like the story in the first season. And then on the Xbox One, like none of my saves were there. So I had to replay the entire first season again.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I could do that again. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like I already seen all the choices.
I think I started the first episode of Season 1 of The Walking Dead, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want to do this.
Again,
The only reason I was to, like, Kathy had never seen it, so, and then she lost interest in it too, so.
Yeah, so I don't know about that. And there's other Telltale series that I want to try, like, maybe now I want to try the Batman one. I mean, I really enjoyed the Game of Thrones one, but I'm invested in that series.
There you go.
The Minecraft story.
It's good, man. The Minecraft story
Really?
mode is actually really good.
You know what? I might buy that and play that through with my daughter, because she's really into Minecraft, and I think she would really enjoy seeing that story.
There's a really, really, really sad moment in that story.
Oh man!
Yeah.
So maybe I'll sit here and watch her make the decisions. Like what to do.
Yeah.
Because I was playing with her last night at Roblox actually, and dude, she has the controller down on the Xbox. Like she can play Roblox better than I can play Roblox. That's how good she's gotten with the controller. Like, like she plays this. She's like me. I think she has like this thing about like managing games and tycoon games and like games like City Skylines. You know how I really like those types of games. I think she has the same thing that I do, where she likes those types of games because on Roblox, she doesn't play the other bullshit games like the Bird Simulator, none of the other damn games. She plays a fucking game called Theme Park Tycoon. and what she's doing in this game is she's building her own theme park. And she's built it pretty damn good, dude. She has like water rides. She built a roller coaster yesterday. She has a Ferris wheel. She has all these things going on in the game. Like, what the fuck? What the hell? And like I was watching her and dude, she's really good with the controller, man. Like she knows how to like all the controls for the game. I don't know none of the controls because she handed it to me because she's like, I need help doing this, and I was like, all right, I'll help you. And I couldn't do it. I was like, what the? She was like, pull the right trigger. I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to figure out the control. She's like, you got to pull the right trigger and delete the item. I'm like, I don't know how. I was like, I can't do it. I was like pressing start and X. I was like, I felt like an old person. I was like, how do you do this controller thing? So I finally handed it back to her, and then she did it really fast, like in a second. I was like, how did you do that? And she was like, yeah, it's easy. You just press this button and this. I was like, oh god. I was like, no. But yeah, it was interesting watching her play that because she's really good at that game, dude. She's really good at that tycoon game. And it's weird because she's only 6 years old, man. So she's gotten really good at a tycoon game at 6 years old. Oh, fuck. Hopefully, she'll like those types of games in the future.
Yeah.
Something. But yeah, guys, I played that game. That Tales of the Borderlands. It's good. Play it. That's it for me right now. Move on. Ryan. Gunny.
Oh, Ryan's not here, is he? I only played a couple games this week, but one of them was the F1 17, which is the Formula One. I've been getting into Formula One lately. I don't think I watched it this weekend, but I did watch the races last week, the actual car racing, and I think they're a lot of fun. I like that a lot better than NASCAR. And so, yeah, I think it was on sale on Steam. And I know I didn't talk highly about it the last time, earlier or later last year, but I've been enjoying this one a lot more. Like it's got this like I like the career mode. And it kind of reminds me of like what I think it was like NBA 2K17 started to do, or 16, where it's like, you have dialogue and it's not like
story to your career.
Yeah, there's a story to your career. It's kind of cool. And they've done a damn good job. Like the game looks great, like even in the story. And it's weird how the thing I think they find it's weird is like where you'll start off, like you're not actually racing, like during that career mode thing, but you can go out and you're running laps on, let's do this with the tires, and we'll set them to
what are you doing with the tires? What are you doing with the tires?
No, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. I'm not even sure because, like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to, test lap or whatever, and I'll run it like 5 times. Mm-hmm. But then there's other ones where you're changing the engine ratios and all this other stuff. And
so are you playing it like on what difficulty are you playing this F1 game at? Because I've played these F1 games at before, and I've played them like in simulation mode where you got to like really tune your engine, and you gotta like the thread on your right rear tire is 20%. You need to pit right now, or it's gonna blow out in the middle of the race. So you gotta pit at like the most inconvenient fucking time when you're in the lead or something.
Yeah, and yeah, like it'll even tell you like you can only go around one more lap. You're gonna run out of fuel.
You're gonna blow up.
It's kind of cool. You wouldn't think I'd like something like that, but
Yeah.
it was kind of cool where I just barely touched somebody, and I think I sent the guy into the side, and it was like, hey, look, your left tire, it's kind of not looking too good right now, but you're okay. Just keep going, like you're gonna make it. So it's like, damn, like it did have that realistic damage to it.
Definitely. That's
and it's
crazy.
cool. Like you'll come in and it'll say, hey, it's going to take us physically 10 minutes to repair that tire, like and everything associated with it. I'm like, but you can hold the right trigger to advance time, and like they totally made it realistic. And I thought that was pretty cool. But I just obviously I'm not going to sit there for 10 minutes. I just held in the right trigger until it was, advanced the time before it was completed. So, but yeah, I've been getting into that more. I've been enjoying it.
That's crazy. I mean, did you ever see the story about that one kid who joined like the F1 Formula 1 fucking racing because he played that video game, the F1 racing game? Yeah, this kid, he actually joined like a team, a formula team, because he was so good at that racing game. He learned how to actually drive the cars and like learned everything about them, like how they work, how the tracks work. He memorized all the tracks, how they act in different weather. Because the game is like a simulation, pretty much. And yeah, he joined like an F1 team, dude, in Europe. It's crazy.
I like it because like when I come in, like I'll go into the trailer, and there's like 7 people sitting there with laptops, and it looks like some kind of like NASA control center, and it kind of makes you feel like, wow, all these people are here for me, or the team, right, or the car, but really they're there for you, so. Makes you feel
they're there for the car.
They're
there for the car. The car's worth more than you are.
I know, right? Because it's like you're just a team member, right? That's, how
they could get rid of you, and the car will still be there.
I'm on the Renault team, so.
Oh, fancy! Oh, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Is this part of that Game Pass crap, or is it like a?
I played on Steam. I think it was like $17 on Steam.
I know. I think like F1. I think is it 2015 or 16 is on the Game Pass. I think so. If you were interested in a game like this, maybe go try that out because it's probably the same.
I didn't even know that. See, so now I got to go download it.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. There's lots of games on Game Pass. Actually, people just think about Sea of Thieves and like Tomb Raider. Well, there's a lot of games on there that like you may have never even looked at, but since they're there, you can now play. So go check it out, man. Anyways, moving on now to the Canadian. Now that he's back,
I am. I was here. I was just filling my tank up, and I couldn't unmute.
Oh,
what tank?
My
you don't want to know.
E-juice tank.
Ooh,
it's a special tank.
So I haven't played much this week other than Sea of Thieves. And I've been playing the hell out of it. I'm loving that game. It's still a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are giving it crap and whatnot, but if you have the right people, man, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have fun. Whenever I played with you guys or anyone that I know from the community, I've had a blast. You know what I mean? When I play with randoms, it's different. It doesn't always work out, but it's still a lot of fun getting in there with friends and having a blast. So we actually went. We were sailing around. We had one chest on board, and all of a sudden the music started up. We were like, "What the hell's that?" And the sky started getting dark. We're like, what the hell's going on? And all of a sudden, these purple tentacles come flying out of the water. And we're like, oh, Jesus Christ. So we were fighting, shooting cannonballs at it. We were knocking all the arms down. They were all going down. And then these 2 arms came out of the front and the back. And we were like, oh, no. We got to turn. So we started to turn. But by the time we started to turn, those 2 arms wrapped around our ship. Just killed us. And Mojo got grabbed, and he was way up in the air.
I saw that picture on Facebook. I was like, why is he up in the air? Why is he so high?
It was me, Mojo, Penpoint, and somebody else, and I can't remember who else was with us. Damn it. If you guys remember, just put it in the group or something. But yeah, I'm still having a blast. And then this morning, I played a whole bunch. We played for like 5 hours this morning. And I was with Papa Wolfie, King Jiggly, and I think Papa Wolfie's girlfriend or someone that he knows anyways, her gamer tag was Centerfold. So yeah, we were playing with her, and she was pretty good at maneuvering the ship. So she was driving the whole time, and we were navigating and moving the sails around, and we got into a bunch of fights with other ships. Like we kept running into people, so we take them down. We took them down so many times, and then we went to go do a skull fort. This was at the end of our thing, and there was just like 3 ships that were already there. So like it was just a shit show of everybody shooting at each other. We were trying to talk to them and say like, listen, we'll split this 50-50. Let's just do it together. And then those guys were like, okay, let's do it. But then another ship came in and started firing at us, and it just became this whole fucking war again. And it was like, okay, we're just circling this island. We ended up giving up on it. We were like, all right, we got sunk, and we were like, we're not going back. The cloud disappeared, actually, and we couldn't figure out how to get back.
Oh, fucking cloud. So, who was I with the other day? Tagging, CeeLo. No, honestly, it was CeeLo. I was with CeeLo, Never Sleep, and the last parrot, him. We were together, Never Sleep, Last Parrot, and me, and then a random kid on our ship. And so we were cruising around doing like a bunch of like the skulls, like the skull Order of Souls missions, and we're on the edge of the map, and all of a sudden we're sailing, and like a cloud just pops up in front of us, and I was like, guys, there's a fort like right here, and they're like, no, these guys are all playing it safe, like, no, let's go turn this in before we go here, and so we go turn it in, and then they have to leave, so I'm like, oh fuck, I need to replace these guys with 2 other people. So, like, we have the random guy in our party. He's there with me. And then, so I invite CeeLo, and CeeLo invites somebody he knows into the party. So there was 2 of them, but we had to wait for them. So we were waiting there for like 20 to 25 minutes waiting for them, just sitting there on the outpost. We're looking at the skull fort. There's no ships around, nowhere to be seen, no ships. And I was like, dude, this whole time you could have been there fighting this thing, like, fuck, only if we had these 2 guys here now. And I told these guys, come on, guys, hurry it up. Finally, they join, and we start sail. Like, as soon as they join, I drop the sails, and we're going over there because it's right there in front of us. And as we're sailing there, there's no ships. And halfway there, our random guy is like, oh, we have a galleon right behind us. And I turn around, because I'm driving the ship. I turn around. There's this fucking, like, red and black galleon with, like, fucking black sails, this badass looking fucking ship, hauling ass. They're like going like so fucking fast. They're right behind us, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, guys, because we only had 2 sails down. I'm like, all right, drop all the sails. Fuck these guys. Let's just keep going to the fort. We'll draw them in there, and like, maybe they won't fire at us, right? So we flash our lantern at them, whatever. And we don't even like turn around for them. We just keep going towards the fort. So we get to the fort. We start firing at the fort, like at the cannon towers. And these assholes pull up next to us and start firing at us.
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, great. These fucking dicks. Of course they have to be these types of players, right? So we fire back at them. They sunk us like right away. They were really good. They were like, because CeeLo and the person he was playing with, they haven't really played on a galleon, so they don't know where none of the things are. They don't know where the planks are, where the cannonballs are. And I'm like, guys, on the back of this ship. They're like, where? I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to drive the ship so it doesn't ram into the island, and because we're going full speed. We haven't dropped anchor. And like, they just sunk us right away. So we get into a new ship, and I tell these guys, all right, we're going to wait over here by this rock for them to finish the skull fort, and we're going to sink them after they finish it. Fuck these guys. But as soon as we get to that rock, we get to this rock, we pull up our sails, we have our anchor up, we're just sitting there floating, kind of just floating there. We're looking at the fucking island, and they're on the island now, because you could tell they took out the forts, the cannonballs, and they're parked in front of the island, like at the entrance, and they have their sails up. And next thing you know, I see like 2 more galleons coming There's one at the outpost. They turn towards us, and they go towards the fort. Another galleon goes towards the fort. The other one goes towards the fort, and there's a little sloop that goes. The little sloop is circling around the fort. I'm like, holy fuck! There's a lot of ships over here, and there was no ships the whole time we were playing. We didn't see one ship, and now all of a sudden there's like 5 there.
They all show up at the end, right?
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And like we're sitting there by the rock, and like the guys who were on the island fighting the skull, the fort. They got back on their ship and came towards us. They must have given up on the fort or something. They might have had a hard time or something. They just gave up and they just got on their ship and then like everybody's like, Jesus, they're turning. I'm like, they're turning. Where to? They're like, I think they're headed towards us. So they're hauling ass and they go right past us. We drop our sails because we don't have our anchor down. We have it up. So as soon as they get near us and we notice they're coming towards us, we drop all our sails and we sail past them. We're shooting at them as they're going past us. They outrun us and they end up in some other random island. So we go find them again. They sink us again because, my crew isn't that good. They sink us again. They kill us a bunch of times. They sink us. And we finally get back in there, and after that, we just gave up, dude. Because we're like, no, we can't fight these guys. They're too good for us. Like, that's the thing with this game. If your crew isn't good enough, you're gonna get killed.
That's true. That is true.
I'm gonna tell you something. Centerfold taught me today. When you get to the Skull Fort, lift your sails all the way up and turn the wheel. Your boat will stay in one spot, but it'll spin in circles. And then you could just fire cannons in every direction.
Huh.
So your boat will just keep spinning in a circle, right? So if you go the opposite way, if the person's coming from left to right, and you start spinning to the left, right? That way, when they come across you, you can fire your left side cannons, and then it'll turn around, and then you can go to the other side and fire your right side cannons at them as well. So you get twice the cannon shots at them.
Okay.
If you have that boat spinning around in circles, it's actually a really, really good fucking idea. When she showed it to us, we were like, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Cool. That's a good helpful tip.
Yeah.
Because I've been with a few crews where like they're, we're shooting at the other ship, but it's like, playing Battleship or something because, the cannon's going, the ship's moving. So they're shooting past the other ship, and I'm like, okay, we just wasted like 50 cannonballs and hit them twice.
And that's what I was telling these guys: do not waste your cannonballs because we respawned in a new ship, so we only had like 20 cannonballs. I'm like, don't fucking. None of these guys fucking shooting at these people from like a mile away. I'm like, you can't do that. You have to
before you
get close.
Before you go to one of those skeleton forts, you really need to stop at an island and load your cannonballs.
Oh, the first ship we were on was loaded. The first ship we were on had like 150 cannonballs and like 80 bananas and like 70 planks or some shit. We had everything loaded, but they still sunk us because, like I said, the guys couldn't find the cannonballs. They couldn't find the planks. I'm like, it's in the back of the fucking ship. They're like, where? Where in the back? I'm like, go down, go straight.
Red barrels in the back of the ship.
Yeah, and then they sunk us right away because we had the fort shooting at us. The fort wasn't shooting at the other ship; they were shooting at us, and then these guys were shooting at us from the other side. So we were getting shot from both directions. Our ship was tore up, dude. It was fucking crazy. But the game is fun, man, and I'm finally now at level 20 for the Order of Souls. I'm getting a lot of better loot now, better quest. I think all my quests now that I get from the Order of Souls are like each skull is worth more than 1,000 now. So I'm starting to make good money, and I'm enjoying the game. It's fun. It's good. And finally, achievements started popping for me. I haven't got my old achievements because I know I've probably completed a lot of achievements in the first week. I still haven't gotten any of those. I've only gotten new ones that have since Thursday, since they turned it back on. That's the only achievements I have got, so that's kind of shitty. But, yeah, it sucks. I missed out on all my achievements, Gunny. I'm gonna cry.
Nice. I know, I think I even put on TXL, I'm like, so is the game officially out now that achievements are popping, or is it unofficially out? Because last week was the soft launch.
Major Nelson tweeted out some art for one of the achievements, like he's like, oh, this is art, it's amazing. And
I saw you put that on.
Yeah, and I commented on his fucking tweet. I was like, yeah, it would be nice if achievements actually fucking worked.
Yeah, I saw you put that on there. I think I hit the hard button first.
Because it's the truth, man. Like, yeah, it's cool for you to get achievements. Nobody else in the fucking world has achievements. What the fuck?
But they're popping now.
Yeah, now, and it sucks because I want all my old achievements, man. Because I know I had to have a bunch of old ones.
I know it doesn't seem like it's retroactive. It seems like you have to do them again, which is unfortunate.
So shitty. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I played another game this week. I played A Way Out. A Way Out is that co-op game by Joseph Fares. It's that EA Originals game. It's good. It's good. I played it in one sitting.
5.5 hours.
Yeah.
Now, me and you were supposed to play this. Jesus.
We were. We could play this tonight.
And we tried to play it together, but for some reason, I could not connect to you. It would not let me connect.
Yeah.
And then you had the same problem with Jonathan, too, right? It wouldn't connect to him either.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't connect to my game. I don't know what's going on with you guys. But Taggin accepted my invite because he was in the same party Jonathan was in. And he was like, oh, and like he just popped up into my game. He's like, I'm in here. I'm like, oh, well, okay. Fuck it. We'll play. And
then play with Tag.
It's really cool. It's super cool. It's a really interesting co-op experience. You know, we were playing it, and what it does is, in your screen, it splits your screen 50-50. So you're seeing what the other player is doing, and you're seeing what you're doing, and you're controlling your player, and you see what they're doing, and you guys can both be talking to people. That's the only weird part is when, like, sometimes there's dialogue. You talk to people, you can get, like, a little bit of dialogue out of them. They could be talking to somebody else, and you could be talking to somebody else, and there's two different lines of dialogue coming in at the same exact time. So you're like, which one do I read? Which one do I read? You know, you're trying to like pay attention to them, but you're listening to your story. And then, the game is fucking cool though. It's cool escaping out of prison. I mean, it's a lot like a Telltale game where I don't know if at the end your choices really matter.
Yeah,
you will end up at the same point of the game no matter what you do. But I guess your experience getting there could be different from the choices you make, because there is different choices you can make in the game. Like, you can take the stealthy approach, or like sometimes like one of the players, like you'll come at a cross point where it'll be like, okay, we got to get past these guys, and one of them will say, well, let's just kill them, and the other one will be like, no, let's sneak around. I got a better way to do this. Let's sneak around, and you guys have to vote which one you want to do.
Well, how do you vote?
Okay, and then it lets you. So then both of you vote on something.
Yeah.
And then it you see the cutscene and it plays out. Is that how this works?
No. You actually do it. You play whatever you voted on.
Okay.
So like, there's one that's interesting. So there's one that's like a robbery. You're doing a robbery.
Okay.
And so you're in front of the place that you're gonna rob, and you choose like, go in there with your gun out, pointing at the fucking person and tell me, give me the fucking money, you know, like a typical robbery. Or you can do it the other way from the other guy's perspective, where he's like, no, let's do it my way. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to tell her I have a gun. I'm not going to point it at her. And then she's going to give us the money. And I was like, no, fuck that. I voted my way. So then things went like kind of a little hectic at the end. They're like, shit was going down, motherfucker. It was a bunch of shit was happening, and you have to control the crowd. And kind of weird shit is happening, right? And there was a really cool, my favorite part of the entire game was this hospital area where things happen, and it's so fucking cool. Like the hospital, like I gotta play this with you guys. That's the only thing. Like I gotta just play this with you guys.
We gotta try it again. Jesus. Yeah, I do want to.
It feels like a really good movie, like an action movie that you're just watching, and they have and they have a lot of references to action movies in the game. There's like a whole scene in the hospital that reminds me of like an action movie fight scene. There's a scene at the end of the game that reminds me of like another movie with a certain drug lord that shit is happening with. It's totally like like it has like nostalgia and shit for movies. You tell these people work in movies because it feels like a damn movie that you're just playing in.
You know how, like, in Telltale, like, you've got 7 seconds to make that choice. I didn't see that.
There's some of those in this game. There is some of those in this game. Yeah, where you have to run or attack somebody, and you're like, oh, fuck, where do I go? You know, do I run? Do I help? What the fuck, you know? But yeah, it's super cool though. There's some emotional moments in the game where you kind of get to see the sides of the characters you really didn't consider in the beginning because they're both in prison, right? You're like, these fucking guys are just criminals. But then you get to see certain aspects of their lives and you're like, oh fuck, this is just a person, that's in prison for whatever he did, but he's still a human being, and you see that, you see the good side about them, both of them. And then at the end of the game ends, things go kind of crazy. I won't ruin it for nobody, but it's a really cool ending. And the end of the game happens. So big shout out to Taggin. He played it with me all the way through, and we sat there for 5.5 hours. I think we took a break in the middle there, kind of I think it was maybe 40% of the game we were through. And I was like, dude, I gotta go to the restroom. He was like, yeah, let's take a water break and a restroom break. And it was literally a minute or 2 minute break. We got up, we went to the restroom, got some water. We came back, and they were like, all right, let's do this. And we sat there, dude. It was so much cool because there's a lot of different sections in the game where you can play there's an arcade machine, and I could play against Taggin in the arcade, and we're just playing 2 players on the arcade. Or there's a baseball section where Taggin is pitching a fucking ball at me, and I'm hitting it with the baseball bat, trying to see how many times I could hit it. He's trying to strike me out. There's another section where we could play Connect 4, and we're sitting there playing Connect 4. And there's another section where you can play different things, just different things like that in the game where you can hey, come over here, help me do this. And all of a sudden you're playing baseball with the guy, or you're doing something else. You're playing cards with him. You're doing different things. It feels like a movie. It really does. Cool. It's a cool game.
Nice.
$30, man, and he got to play it for free because he had the trial. I had the game. I just invited him. And it's a game that a lot of people should experience because you can only play this game co-op. There's no single player at all. So you really need somebody that'll play with you all the way through.
Is there a matchmaking thing, or do you have to invite somebody?
I think there is a matchmaking thing. I haven't tried that, and I don't think I would want to.
Yeah.
I would want to
see that being shitty. Yeah.
I want to play with somebody that I can talk to and bullshit with and see their reactions to the game. Because I know mine and Taggins' reactions were all original because we were both experiencing it at the same exact time. But I want to see how you would react to the game, Ryan, or how Gunny would react to the game, how Brink would react to the game. Because I think you guys would really enjoy the game, but I think I would see different reactions from all of you guys. For me and Taggin, it was a lot of argument between us because I was like, Taggin, I need you over here. And he was like, fuck, and then he would get mad at me because he'd be like, Jesus, how did you fuck that up? Because there's a few chase sequences that remind me a lot of LA Noire when you're going to a construction site and different things are happening. There's cranes moving, there's shit falling, there's shit going on, and you gotta time things right. You gotta jump at the right moment. You gotta grab something at the right moment. And if I jump across a gap and then Taggin's on the other side, he needs to hold the right trigger, and I need to hold the right trigger, and we both need to be holding it correctly for him to catch me. If I'm not holding it, then I die. Or if he's not holding it, then I die. So there's a lot of things like that where it happens, and it's cool. There was a really frustrating climbing sequence where you're back to back with the other player. That's really hard. That shit was hard. I was like, we kept fucking that up because there's a little thing a little meter that goes back and forth, and you gotta press it at the right time to start climbing up. And every step you gotta hit that meter, that little line. It's perfect to climb up. And we both have it, so you see both of us, and one of us will miss it, and the guy will kind of slip, and it's like, oh fuck, And if the other person the other person has to wait for that person to catch up, because if that person goes too high, then the other person falls. So there's a lot of things like that in the game where if one person messes up, you all fail and you got to restart that section. But there was not a lot of things we failed. The game is not that hard of a game. You got to just kind of have common sense, right? There was a lot of times for me and Taggin were just, we realized what we had to do right away. We go into the room and okay, we got to do this real quick, Taggin, let's go, let's do this, and then we would just do it. It was super cool though.
So you feel after a certain amount of time, your minds were melted.
You sync together. You guys are both in the same zone. Okay,
cool. Now
we get this. We understand what the fuck we got to do. But yeah, it took us I think 40 or 50.
It kind of reminds me of is it Miss Explosion Man? Remember that where you had to each of you had to do the same exact thing to get to next level on top. So it all had to be in sync.
Yeah. There's a lot of things like that where you had to play with the other person. A lot of stealth stuff in there. But it just felt like a really cool movie. There's a lot of choices that I would have made differently, but I voted because Taggin wanted to really do it that way that he wanted to do it. So, yeah. I think if I play it again, I want to try to persuade the people to do them my way, which I think would be cooler. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be crazier. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
What about graphics and art style? Do you feel like they captured that 40s, 50s, whatever era that was?
Yeah, see, like, in the beginning, I was like, I didn't even, like, pay attention to what year it was based in. I was like, this is based in something. Like, I don't know what the fuck, 60s? I was like, 60s, 70s? I don't know. And then, like, once you get out of the prison, you start seeing the cars, the way that people dress, the way they talk. And then you're like, oh, this is, like, in the 50s or the, late 50s. Maybe early 60s, but probably in the 50s. Like, in that era. Because you see the cop cars, you see the way the cars are, the way the people dress, the way the people talk. Yeah, it really does do a good job of that. The environments are really nice looking. The characters could be a little better looking. They look really good in the cutscenes, but in the gameplay, they look kind of like grainy, kind of. I don't know what. It's like it's a lot like what's that game? L.A. Noire. Like the way the characters look, kind of like fuzzy, not kind of weird. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it does feel like L.A. Noire a lot. It has that style. It's not open world though, so just know that everything's scripted sequences.
Nice,
but really cool. You need a lot of emotional moments in the game. A lot of emotional moments. Anyways, that's it, guys. A Way Out. $30 on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network. I believe it's on Steam as well, isn't it?
EA Original.
Oh, it's probably on the EA Origin store on PC. But yeah, EA doesn't get a dime out of the game. So if you hate EA because of whatever they've done to you in the past, just know that they don't get $1 out of the game. It's all going to the directors and the creators of the game. So
the developer, sweet.
Yep. Anyways, let's move on here, guys. Talk about the next big game that we're all going to talk about. Far Cry 5.
Hell yeah.
Far Cry 5.
We've all played it, right?
Yep. We've all been playing it.
Say yes.
I played a lot of it.
I'm gonna start off here because I had a really, really bad experience when I first started playing this game. Now, mind you, everything changed once I figured out what I did wrong. But the thing was, I started up the game. I got through the tutorial part, a little island at the beginning, and then I found a boat, and I'm like, sweet. I hopped on the boat, and I just started cruising. And then I saw an airplane, and I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to hop in that airplane. And I'd done a couple of quests. So I had opened up where it was like, you can go to these 3 places, the 3 strongholds. But, don't do it right away. Well, what do? I hop in a plane, and I go to the first one right off the fucking bat.
Like you're playing Far Cry 4, right? Yeah. Okay.
And I hopped in the plane, and I'm like flying over there. I get there. I land the plane, I get out, I'm sneaking in, and every time I'd get in there, I'd kill a couple of guys, and then I'd get spotted and just fucking swarmed. Like, literally, there was no way you could do anything about it, like, by yourself. You're just fucking, they're shooting you from every direction. I haven't gotten any perks or anything yet, so I don't have like extra health or you know what I mean, like nothing. I was going in there with absolutely nothing, a sniper rifle and a pistol. That's all I had. I was like, nope, this isn't happening, and I got super pissed off. Yeah. And then I started looking at it. I was like, I need to just fast travel back to the beginning and then just start working my way over here instead of hopping in a vehicle and coming straight
flying over.
And then by the time I'd cleared out that first island, I was ready to go back in there, right? So
yeah.
But that was my terrible experience at first.
So
but still, it was my own fault.
What side of the map are you doing first? The top, right, or left?
The bottom, like
the bottom, because it sends you to the bottom.
Bottom
first.
right or bottom left?
Yeah. I went to, what is it, Falls something?
Falls City or Falls
Eden Falls or something like that.
Yeah, the Lost Falls or something Falls something.
You start off
that city where the black pastor is in, right? The black priest, and then like there's like a bar in there, and so I'm doing that. I finished that section last night.
Did you?
I killed the leader. One of Joseph's.
I'm about to go in and do that.
Joseph's brother or cousin or some shit. I killed him, or John's brother or whatever. I killed him.
I think his name is Joseph. John?
Anyways, I really like that area. That was fucking cool. There's the Testes Festival. Have you done that yet?
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, you gotta talk to the guy. Okay, so to activate it, I didn't know how to activate it. I just kind of randomly ran into it. It's a side mission, actually. It's not a main mission. Yeah. So it's once you unlock the bar, in that Fall City or whatever, there's a bar in the middle of the town that you'll unlock once you unlock the city. I don't know if you've done that yet.
The chef, right?
Yeah, and you talk to the cook, and he'll be like, "You know what we need in this town? We need to bring people back together." And you're like, "Okay, I feel you, man. Hell yeah, let's bring the people back together." Like,
brings people back together. We
gonna bring everybody back together with the festival. And you're like, okay, yeah, like fuck yeah, let's do a festival. Yeah, we gonna cook some testes. You're like, what the fuck? You just say testicles? Yeah,
Rocky Mountain oysters.
I need you to go get me some bull testes, real nice big ones. You're going to chop him off of that bull right there when he's having sex. We're going to taste real good. I was like, what? So you got to go to this farm and do some shit. And then some music starts playing and you're like, holy fuck, this is hilarious. So good. You got to guys do that mission, guys. Go do it right now. Go do it. You could chop bull's testicles off.
I have it on, but I'm not currently on.
I did it mission. as soon as it came up. I was like, fuck whatever mission I was on. This is the mission I'm doing right now, and I just went right to it. I didn't give a fuck about anything else, and that was funny as hell, dude. Because then, once you get all the testicles and do everything you need to do, you actually go to the festival, and you're like all drunk and shit, and everybody's celebrating, and you gotta like, you do some challenges while you're drunk, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty fucking cool.
You go do two-step.
I got a question for you.
Whatever.
Seeing as you said that you finished that area, I went on a mission and I think it glitched on me because I couldn't finish the mission.
Okay.
Now, do you remember the alien mission where you had to find the little green alien balls?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last I found 3 of the 4 alien balls.
Let me guess. The ones you found were in the field, right?
Right, and the last one was underneath a motherfucking cow. I could not. I couldn't pick it up because the cow was fucking laying on top of it.
You should have shot the cow in the.
You sure it wasn't? I
blew it up with C4. I fucking ran it over with one of those tractors, and it was all fucking spraying blood all over the place. I'm like, that had to get rid of the cow. No, he's still fucking laying there on top of the goddamn fucking ball.
Steel cow.
See, where it was for me, it was right on the cow's ass. Like the cow's ass, it was right there.
I got it out of the cow's ass.
You got green balls out of a cow's ass? Holy shit.
Big glowing green balls.
I picked that one up, but he was still glowing green, and there was none anywhere else. And I just figured he was laying on top of it, and the fucking game glitched or something.
I don't know, man. That's weird. That one was easy for me. I just went in there with the helicopter, landed in the middle of the field, shot the few guys that were in there, grabbed all the things. The hardest one for me in that part was the fucking eagle's nest. Because the fucking eagles started attacking me as soon as I climbed up there. They were all like,
"Oh, that's the first one I grabbed. That's the first one."
They're coming down and fucking attacking me. I'm fucking shooting them and shit. I'm like, "Get the fuck!" I'm pulling out my shotgun and shooting at them. And then like all the guys in the farm were like,
"I didn't give a fuck.
What's over there?"
I just grabbed the egg and fucking bolted back down. They maybe hit me twice while I was up there.
The guys in the farm were like,
"What's over there?" With their eggs and shit, right? So they get pissed when you go up there.
But I'm gonna hunt those fucking things now because I need some.
You know how they have those. They'll just have people stand on the side of the road like they'll be in handcuffs or whatever, or fucking zip tied. Everywhere. And then some of them will actually be walking like along the road. Like there'll be a guard, and then there will be just a fucking random person you can rescue or whatever they call it.
That's everywhere.
Like everywhere, they're just everywhere. So I think I was on that first island, And I'm like, oh, cool. I'll just come up and I'm going to take this pipe and just toss it at him because it's so much funner to just like throw it than actually, melee somebody with a bat or a pipe or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, fuck you, man. Hit him right in the head, blood's flying. So I come up and I'm like, okay, rescue that person. Right. And then they've got those, what do they call them? Those tweaker meth heads. They're wearing like the thing on their face, and they got green like mist coming out of them. And like, whatever, they're on drugs or what have you. I'm like, some fucking tweaker just jumped out of the goddamn woods and tried to fuck me in the ass, Like, what the hell? Like, they just came out of nowhere. And they're kind of stronger, right? So, like, you got to shoot
VIPs, yeah. Yeah, those guys are a little bit tougher. That was a really cool mission me and Brink did where we drove a car on fire through a bunch of checkpoints.
Yeah, I did that too.
And drove it into a lake. But we were playing co-op when we ran into this mission because me and Brink we did co-op for quite a while. He came into my game and he was just in there because he was ahead of me, so I didn't want to go into his game and play in his story because he was ahead of me. So he came into mine. I was behind him and I was like, I don't care if I see missions that I haven't done, whatever, because he doesn't get any mission progress. He only gets money and perk points and challenges.
Yeah.
So we were just running around doing a bunch of missions and like destroying convoys and shit, and like we did that race and it was both of us racing each other through the checkpoints, and we got to the end. That was really cool. Then the convoy kept destroying us because there was this convoy that kept going around the fucking area we were in, and they just, every time they ran into us, dude, they had like these machine guns on their trucks and they were just like destroying our car, dude. And finally, after killing like 1,000 people, we
you know how you do that mission, right?
Yeah, you get you can get the other car, the car with the gun on it. You can get a plane, a helicopter. Yeah. You can get bombs. Yeah, all that shit.
The plane and drop bombs on them.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Or the helicopter with the missiles on it. You can shoot at them and blow them up.
Yeah.
But we were just playing. We didn't have that unlocked because I was in my game, so I was barely like in the beginning of the game. I literally, as soon as I finished that little first island, I invited him into my game. He came into it, and we just left after that, and we started doing shit.
Did they replace the parachute with the wingsuit? Because
No.
I noticed there's...
You can choose both of them. You can switch between them. So, like, if you jump out of a plane, you can open your parachute, and then the wingsuit, then the parachute again, then the wingsuit again. You can just keep opening back and forth.
Just like in 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a super cool game. I really like it. The story's pretty cool so far. I like how the crazy bastards have kidnapped all my partners and I'm trying to save them all. Right now I'm in the mission. I told you I killed that guy in that area, right? So now I'm at the mission that I'm on now. It's literally, I'm at his bunker. I got his key. And I need to rescue my partner out of the bunker. So now I need to go into the bunker and kill everybody. The only crappy part about that is that I can't take Boomer or Grace in there with me because I usually use them too, like Boomer and Grace, the sniper chick.
I'm Boomer all day long, Boomer.
Sometimes I use Grace and Nick Rye because he has the plane, and sometimes
if I'm getting swarmed by planes, I'll get him.
Constantly, I found out that once you attack the first planes, there's planes everywhere in the fucking sky constantly coming after you, and they'll blow you up like a motherfucker. Like, you're minding your own damn business. Like, I was fishing in the edge of the map one time, like in the river, just fishing in a boat with Grace, and all of a sudden I hear, I see them coming in for a gun run, and I was like, oh shit! So I get in my boat, I'm hauling ass down the river in my little raft, going super fast, and all I hear is coming in for a gun run, and then he comes in, he shoots at us, he hits us a few times, and there's I see the bomb indicator right where I'm driving into, and I was like, oh shit, dude, and it blew us up.
No.
That happens a lot.
What does it mean when you're marked? I got that a couple times. You're marked.
That means they're going to come shoot you and kidnap you.
Yeah, that's because, there's little tick marks in the bar in the game when you're looking at the map and you look at the different sections. There's the point bar. There's little tick marks in it. And those, once you hit that part, it kind of is like a thing where it progresses the story a little bit. You know what I mean? So they have to come and kidnap you and take you to wherever they are going to take you.
You can fight them as much as you want, but they're gonna get you.
Oh yeah, it
No
got
way.
crazy.
You can
Like,
do
I
about
shot
it,
everybody, got in the car, or got
They
in
have
the
the
hood, like,
bliss
just a pickup
bullets.
truck, and they were just wailing on me.
They have the bliss bullets, and they're gonna knock you the fuck out as soon as they hit you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it went into this.
I killed like 3 of them, and I was like, "Fucking sweet, they're not gonna get me this time." And then like one guy came up right behind me and fucking hit me. I was like, "God damn it!" I was like, "I was so close." I wanted to see if I could actually get away from it, right? But I don't think you can.
No.
Right, because I crashed and like a mist guy came over like with that drug mist or whatever. And I was like, "What's happening to me?" And then it went into this like pretty lengthy cutscene.
Yeah, that's when it goes into the cutscenes and it kind of progresses the story a little bit. I've actually got hit with bliss bullets while flying the plane.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was flying the plane and I blew up like a whole compound of things, and it was like, and then like all of a sudden I hear on the radio like, "Deputy, you've been causing havoc in my town. You know, it's time to come get you," or something like that. And it's like, "You've been marked." And next thing you know, I see like 4 planes come at me. I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, and I'm trying to shoot the planes down. And as soon as they shot into the plane a few times, and I'm assuming they hit me, it was like the screen started like blanking out, and like my plane started to crash. And like, actually, no, I woke up in a van, and they were driving me to the bunker or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
So guys,
yeah.
you know, you can finish this game in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but since there's no achievement for it, I was like, I don't want to do it.
I
I was
didn't do it
surprised.
either because you posted it, and I thought, okay, since there's no achievement, I'm not even gonna bother. I just put the handcuffs on him.
Yep, same here. I was like, I'm arresting you, motherfucker. Woo!
What happened for me was I loaded it up and I played through and I got to that point and I sat there and he started saying shit to you, right? Like he's got dialogue.
Yeah.
And I actually was like, this feels like that moment where they're going to do this. I'm just going to sit here and listen to the dialogue and see how long it goes for. And it was like every minute or so he would say something new to you. And then like maybe 5 minutes in, boom, all of a sudden it ends. And I'm not going to say exactly what happens, but there is a little thing that happens there. And, you know, it
You
and it ends
join
the
the
game.
father. The father.
No.
Don't say it because maybe I'll do it. Eventually.
Just do it. I mean, like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Fucking Nancy. Fucking Nancy. That's all I'm gonna say. Fucking Nancy. That bitch. Fuck Nancy.
Is that the sister?
No, that's the dispatcher.
Ah, yeah.
Remember when you're driving away with the black Marshal? He's like, "Fucking Nancy."
Yeah.
I saw that like
You know what I
4 or
thought
5
was funny,
times because I
guys?
kept getting blown up by the cars chasing us. So like I had to sit there through that like 10 times. I was like, fucking Nancy again, that bitch.
God damn, Nancy.
I was thinking the whole time with the opening of this game where you've got the U.S. Marshal. And he's like, fuck yeah, let's do this. We're going to arrest this guy, right? And like that sheriff's just over there, right? With his face like, oh shit, this ain't going to end well. Yeah. These guys are armed to the teeth. And the marshal's just like, nah, we're doing it. Let's go.
What I was
like,
thinking,
oh, boy.
I was thinking the whole time, you motherfuckers know you're going into a compound full of guns, and all you're taking is 1 U.S. Marshal and 3 deputies, and 2 deputies,
Right, I know,
a
right?
sheriff, and a fucking helicopter. I'm like, if I was the U.S. Marshal guy, I would have like called in fucking SWAT teams and fucking, you know what I mean? This shit would have been like Wake all over again, motherfucker. We got fucking SWAT teams and army trucks and shit going in there to get this guy. I'm not going in there with a pistol and a bulletproof vest on to arrest a fucking cult leader. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking.
That's why I thought it was funny. I was like, okay, all right, this is not going to go well.
When
for
we were
Marshall.
going in the helicopter, I was thinking like, maybe like this mission, I wasn't thinking it was going to open up like that. I was thinking it's going to open up like we're reconning like a weed field or something, we're doing a raid in like a weed field and then shit goes down. But like, I was like, no, we're literally driving into their fucking home base in a helicopter, landing it in the middle of it. It's
he
just
wanted to like bust the door down.
yeah, I'm like, we're here to arrest their leader in a fucking helicopter. This is not going to end well. And it's just, these guys with guns.
It was cool going forward, just seeing the look on his face and his dialogue. I was laughing, actually. I was like, yeah. Like, you got what you deserve, mister.
It was a crazy game. That's a crazy game. I really like it. It's fun. The details of the game are incredible. It looks really good. The grass, the water, the blades of the grass. When you're going through the forest, it looks like a real forest. It feels like
it does.
It feels like when I've been in the forest here in Oregon a few times. You know, you're just going through the forest, and it's just that's what it feels like. It's just like that. It looks just like it. Like I'm really impressed by it. I've killed a few buffalo in the game. I ran him over. Yeah, I need to kill one more because it's like you got to kill 3 of them to get those perk points.
Can you get a follower companion as well as a soldier?
No,
like
no. I think
boomer
it's just
or whatever,
one or
and
the other.
a soldier. Can you have them both?
No, it's one or the other. You can get a perk to unlock another follower, so you can have like 2 of the people that you can pick. So you can pick Boomer and one of the other people.
Okay. Because I was like, oh man, I can only have one soldier, but they're kind of dumb anyway. The AI.
No, they're super dumb. They're super fucking dumb. Like Boomer's the best one because he's just a dog and he just attacks whatever the fuck he sees.
Yeah,
and I'm like, good job, Boomer. Good job. You give me guns. You go attack those people. The only reason I pick the other ones every once in a while is because I want to get the kills with them. Because if you get kills with all of them, there's a certain threshold that you have to reach with all of them to get perk points for them.
Yes.
I know like Grace is 10. Boomer is 10. I think Nick Rye, the guy in the plane, he's only 5 kills. So like if he kills 5 different things, you get the perk points for him. And that's one thing that I have had a problem with in this game is the perk points. The way they're set up, it's kind of a bitch to get them sometimes because you have to keep constantly switching your play style, right? Like you have to compromise your play style to get these damn perk points, and I kind of don't like that. Yeah, that's one thing that I kind of don't like about the game. Like where like I'm using my fucking decked out badass rifle, and all of a sudden I got to switch to the damn flamethrower to get 10 kills with it. I mean, it's not hard to get the 10 kills. You can just drive around and get them right away in the checkpoints, but it's kind of a bitch to do it, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like, but also the AI, just a generic soldier could be funny to follow you because it's like, all right, we're going to go over to this little compound over here, right? And we're going to go there and just fuck these guys up, right? But maybe I want to come in stealthy. Well, you can't because that soldier that you chose has a rocket launcher, right? So as soon as you get close, you got to
pick the right ones,
I'm going to fuck these guys up.
I don't ever pick the ones with the rocket launchers.
Calm down,
I always pick the ones that have like sniper rifles or just rifles. But like I said, Grace is really good because she has a silent sniper rifle. So she's really good about sniping people from a mile away. And one thing that I did try and I really liked yesterday was the Far Cry arcade mode. I played that. I played a lot of it. I played like an hour and a half of it yesterday.
So tell me about that because I haven't gone into it yet.
It's really good. So you can go in there. You can play co-op or solo. I play solo. And so like there's 2 different styles. There's one where you pick what map you play on. You pick what mode you play on. And the other one you just let it pick maps for you. It's auto pick. So I auto picked maps for like an hour. And the first map I played was called like Zombie Attack. And you spawn on like this behind a farm. There's a bunch of guns there. And you got to get this. These levels are all made by the people in the game with tools in the game. And this was really fucking well done. Like, I spawned in this area. It was kind of like nighttime. It was a lot of fog everywhere. There's creepy ass music playing. And it tells you pick your loadout. So I picked the assault loadout. And then you spawn. There's a bunch of guns and ammo and bulletproof vest there. You pick the guns up you want. If you want to switch out your pistol for a different type of gun, you do that. I got on the boat. I drove it across the river. There's zombies everywhere, like 180 of them. And I only killed like 25 and I died. So in the next level was like an arena style level where like I was in a circle. And as soon as I was spawned in, there was like 80 people or 100 people spawned in there with me. And we're like, there was bears and lions and buffalo and bulls. And like a fucking jaguar was in there. And like a bunch of guys with guns and bats and shit were in there. And like, it's like, you got to be the last one to survive. So like I'm in there just killing the bears, killing the wolves, killing all this shit that's in there with us. And I won. So then you get like levels for that. You get money. And there's a leveling system for the arcade mode itself. You get money and perk points as you level up. And that's a great way to get perk points that are super easy to get because you can just keep going to these levels and play them. Then the mode that I was playing originally, you upload new maps every time you finish one. You can replay the one you just played or just upload a new one. And then that like another one that I played was like a sniper level where like I was in this tower in the middle of a bunch of other towers and I had to kill 300 snipers with my sniper rifle. But the dude had put out so much ammo and like bulletproof vest and health packs in the room. So I was just sniping out these windows to the other snipers, and they were all sniping at me. It was pretty crazy. But the coolest one that I played was one that you can actually pick. So I went to the ones where you could pick. I went to the filter. I put for the most rated ones, the highest rated ones. And I picked the one that was like in the first spot. That was the highest rated map in the game. It had like 19,000 plays or something like that. And that was like an actual level of like a game. Like, this guy had built like a whole city, and in the city he built like a pathway for you to go through and kill guys, and like there was like health packs laying around in hidden areas. It felt like an old like a PS2 game or something. Like, you know, you're in this level just going through the level, killing shit, and it was really cool. It was really well done. So I really like the Far Cry Arcade mode. I suggest you guys play it. Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in and check that out at some point. I'm interested in it.
It's a super easy way to get perk points and money, like I said. You know.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest way to do it, and then you can play that in co-op as well. So you can do different things in their co-op.
Sweet.
But I think that's all we have for games this week, guys. Let's move on to news. But real quick, we're gonna take a break because I need to take a break. So we'll be back after this break. And we're back for some news, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to read more news, head over to our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community, and see some more news in there. Let's get into the news, guys. News time! Lindsay Lohan has lost her case against Rockstar for using her likeness in the video game Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's about fucking time.
Really?
So finally...
spent a lot of money on this.
The jury felt that she didn't have it, that the likeness wasn't there, you know, to her from the video game. So she was suing Take-Two.
I mean, I get
for
where
that.
she was coming from, but still, it's like it wasn't her. It was just someone that looked similar in a similar pose that she made one time. Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
She doesn't own that pose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. In other news, Big Fish Casino, the video game. I don't know if you guys have seen this in the mobile app stores. It's now a federal appeals court has ruled that it's considered illegal online gambling. So the other day, apparently on Wednesday, a judge ruled that Big Fish Games' Big Fish Casino constitutes illegal online gambling. So this is according to a Washington state law. The company who makes the games say that they don't feel that this is right. This is the right ruling. Since they use virtual chips, not real money, but you can buy virtual chips with real money. That's what the judge argued.
And then can you trade the virtual chips back in for real money?
No, but you can sell them on a third-party website for real money to other players. But that third-party website is not controlled by the company who runs the game. That's what they're saying. They're like,
Sure.
we don't run that. The other people run that. That's not our problem, so why the fuck are you...
We don't run that. Our friend does. I mean, we don't run it at all.
We don't know them. We're not affiliated with them.
So yeah, it's now ruled as illegal gambling. The company plans to file an appeal for this ruling, and they say that they will even take it all the way up to the Supreme Court if they have to fight this ruling. And I think that's where it might be headed now. So we'll see what happens. They're gonna obviously go to the appeals court. But yeah.
Have you guys ever gone to any of those? Like to try them at all?
Nope.
Yeah, so apparently this ruling comes because a lady back in 2015, Cheryl Cater, sued Big Fish's then parents company, Churchill Downs. It's owned by a new company now. It's actually been sold off twice, and it currently is owned by Aristocrat Technologies in Australia, which bought it recently for $990 million. Last year they bought it for $990 million. In 2014, the company that owned it then, which was Churchill's Downs, they bought it in 2014 from the original maker for $885 million.
Wow.
So this is worth a lot of money, right? Like, this company just invested almost $1 billion in this thing to make money, and the judge is trying to rule it illegal gambling, which will ban it in the U.S. And that's a big market for them, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I know a guy in Australia that does this.
Well, hopefully it's the guy that runs this place because he's rich as fuck. So apparently, Cheryl Cater back in 2015 sued Churchill Downs. She claims to have spent more than $1,000 on Big Fish Casino virtual chips.
How is that anybody else's fault but her own? Like, you spent the money. What the fuck?
So that's what she was suing them
like
for.
Me saying, I'm suing Microsoft. I bought a game for $60 and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I only played 200 hours of it.
Yeah, I bought Skyrim. I don't like it anymore. Fallout is better.
Got every achievement. Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? But yeah, she was suing them because she says the chips had no real value, even though she was buying them. She says they had no real value, but I mean,
they didn't have any value. Well, they had value when you were spending fucking money on them, didn't they?
Yeah.
So there's that, guys. We'll see what happens with that. That could change the landscape for online casinos and gambling on your apps. Because I know there's a lot of apps that do that now. Like, even like the sports things, like, what's that shit called? That sports gambling website where you bet on games.
Kings?
Yeah, Kings or whatever the fuck. Yeah, that shit, like...
oh, fuck, what is it called?
We just talked about it.
I know, and I can't remember the name of it now. Something Kings, yeah, it's...
Yeah, something Kings, whatever the fuck that company's called. You know what it is. You know what we're talking about. So that's like online gambling, but they got recently ruled that they weren't gambling. Like, that recently got a ruling that it wasn't gambling, even though it
right.
is.
Yeah,
So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe casinos in Vegas don't want people making apps that copy their casinos. I don't know what's going on, guys. In other news, Sea of Thieves has reversed its course on a penalty for death. Originally, the game was going to feature a penalty for players dying, and the more you died, the more gold you lost, because that's what it was going to be affecting.
That would have been bad.
After a lot of feedback to not do it, more like, they came out and said, no, we're not going to do this. We heard the feedback.
It got scrapped. They decided, due to the backlash they got from it, that they were going to not bother with it.
That's good.
But I think it was a terrible idea. I mean, just because of the fact that it's so easy especially if you're by yourself, you know what I mean? If you're alone and some ship rolls up on you, a galleon rolls up on you, they're going to fucking destroy you. There's nothing you can do. I actually had this happen to me last Sunday where I was sailing by myself, and I went onto an island and I was fighting skeletons. I was waiting for the captain to come out. All of a sudden, this galleon comes up on my ship and just fucking steals my ship. I'm like, you guys are a bunch of assholes. So I followed those motherfuckers around the entire server. And every time I saw those motherfuckers, because they had a specific look to their ship, I smashed right into them. And they were getting pissed. I kept dying, but I was like, I don't care. I'm going to find you again, and I'm just going to taunt you all day long. I said, I'm not going to do any more missions at all because I know you're just going to roll up on me and steal my shit. So I'm just going to smash into you as much as I can until I can't find you anymore. And I found them over and over and over again. And I sunk them twice, but they were kicking my ass too. It was 4-on-1, right? Mm. It was funny, actually. One of the times I'm rolling up on them, and I saw another galleon that was coming up beside them. And as I was going past them, I was like, these guys were picking on a one-person ship. So they rolled around too, and they started fucking fighting. We were all like just cannonballing them and ramming into them. But they were good because they kept sinking us. Like they were pretty fucking good. They must have been getting really annoyed because I just wouldn't give up. I was like, screw you guys. I know I'm not going to get my treasure back, but I don't care. I'm just going to sink your asses.
Yeah, it even says here in the tweet that letting everybody know we've heard the feedback, proposed death cost. Well, we messed up with the messaging around this, and it's now gone. Thank you for the honest feedback and discussion on this. I thought it might have been something with maybe a quit early penalty, maybe surrounding it, but...
Yeah, it was if you die. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which you would have had to pay the guy on the ferry.
To get off.
See, what I think they should have done was, okay, you die, you can pay the guy on the ferry to get back to your ship, but if you just walk through the door without paying the guy on the ferry, you end up on an island somewhere and your guy's got to come find you. That would
be annoying.
That was my thought of like something different, a way they could do it where it was like at least you could still get out of
that. That'd be so annoying. That would be so hard because how would you know what island you're on?
Sort of
there has to be some how would you know what island you're on? There's no way to know.
I guess that's true.
Southeast. Like, okay, which island? I don't know. The one southeast. Yeah. You know, like head south.
I'm on the North Sea. Well, I guess maybe. They'd have to figure out a way around that, right? Like maybe you could. There's a posting of what island you're on at the outpost. You know what I mean? Like you could see that this island is such and such an island. Like maybe a sign or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that they should.
It was just something that I thought would be better than having this penalty where you had to pay gold. And then what happens if you don't have any gold left? You know what I mean? What happens then? So. Yeah, right. I'm glad they're not doing it. I'm glad they took it out, and they're not going to try doing it. But
so they're saying that a new one person suggested that the way they should do it is every time you kill somebody, you add an extra second to that person's respawn time. So if you killed 40 people that day,
that would be okay.
If you got killed after you killed 40 people, you would have to spend an extra 40 seconds in the respawn area before you got back to respawning.
No. I think it should be the other way where it's like if you kill that same person, it adds to their time in the ferry. So you kill that person, they spawn back, you kill them again, now it's 2 seconds more. You kill them again, now it's 3 seconds more. You kill them again, now it's 4
saying
seconds.
To penalize the people killing the people.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like it wouldn't make the game any better, you know. So why?
Yeah.
But I do feel like there needs to be some sort of cost or reason for death because there isn't, you know what I mean? Like, sure, unless you have treasure on board, there's no real consequence.
There's none,
right?
Yeah, like,
just
that's
keep dying.
So shitty.
Like
that's
I said, I just fucking followed those guys everywhere and just kept smashing into them over and over again. It's like there was no consequence for me, so I might as well just try and badger them all day long until they fucking leave the server. You know? But
there's no real rules or
exactly. But it is a pirate game, and you know, maybe there shouldn't be any rules.
So. In other news, PlayStation VR has received a price drop, official price drop.
I heard of it.
Beginning March 29th, the PlayStation VR price will be starting at $300. And it will come with everything you need to get started playing games in virtual reality. In addition to the headset, the PlayStation VR Doom VFR bundle will come with the PlayStation camera, as well as a demo disc, The Skyrim bundle will actually come with the Move controllers, but that one's still at $350. This must be different prices because I think they're down to $250 and $300 now, something like that. They're just $100 cheaper than they were.
I think that was the sale. $250.
Yeah, this article, the prices don't seem right to me. They seem too high. $350 seems too high.
Well, I'm telling you right now, up here, there's still like $500. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently they're receiving a price drop across the entire thing. I wonder if Sony's gearing up to release a new type of headset, or...
Well, I think the HD headset's going to come out, so they're trying to get rid of the stock, of the old ones.
That's the HD and the newer...
Because I guarantee you those new ones come out, and they're going to be back up to the same price again.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. In other news, Super Mario Odyssey is getting new costumes for Mario himself. You'll be able to now get the baseball uniform and the Satellaview it's like a space uniform, but it's called Satellaview
spacesuit.
So it's a spacesuit and like a baseball uniform. You'll be able to buy these in the shops in the game. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're trying to do something right. They're trying to keep the game alive.
Yeah, but I don't see how this really does that. You know what I mean? It's like,
they're trying.
Sure, it gives you something to go back and get some more moons and try and buy, but I mean, how are you really gonna? I haven't gone back to that game since I finished it. I've jumped in maybe once or twice, and I basically go, I'm done. I want to play something else.
Yeah. In other Nintendo news, third-party docks are breaking the Nintendo Switch. According to reports from Kotaku and other companies, they're saying that the Nyko portable docking kit and the Fast Snail portable docking kit, there may be more actually, are being the biggest problems right now. So after the new firmware update version 5.0, which was rolled out in March, for some reason, if you
updated while it was in the dock, it would brick your console. Yeah. You could take it out of the dock and upgrade it and be fine. But if it was in the dock while it was being updated, it was bricking your console, which is really fucking weird. And apparently it has something to do with power. Because USB-C is a pretty powerful, it can pull a lot of power. Something was happening where you were pulling too much power out of that dock, and it was frying your console.
Mm-hmm.
So be very wary, man. When you buy third-party stuff, shit like this happens. It's not. I'm not trying to defend the third-party companies or anything, but it's not right. But it can happen when you're buying these third-party things because they don't. You know what I mean? They don't have as much time to do Q&A and fucking test things and whatnot, right? Whereas Nintendo would put it through rigorous testing and whatnot, and they would probably make sure that their dock is not going to fucking fry. Your console with an update.
Nintendo has confirmed that it is getting multiple calls about the Switch being bricked and is also agreeing to repair the affected units under the warranty. However, it is likely that any brick Switch will lose their save games stored on the Nintendo consoles themselves, and Nintendo will not be able to recover that data as part of the repair. Nintendo, of course, is also recommending you stick using officially licensed Switch products, including the Nintendo Switch dock set, which sells for $99.99.
Which is part of the problem. These third-party docks are $25, $30.
Yeah,
and
cheaper.
And I would never spend $100 on a dock. It's a piece of fucking plastic, man. And I get it. Most of the people that have these third-party docks are people that have a second TV that they want to just, bring the Switch over and drop it in and then be able to play on a different TV and not have to unplug the dock and move it and all that shit, right? So, I get it, or a lot of these third-party docks also don't have, a front. So you just kind of slide it on and it sits there. So you're not going to have the issue with the screen being scratched and shit like that as well, right?
Huh.
I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird situation.
Another news.
But I mean, it's good that they're honoring the warranty with.
Well, they have to kind of.
Yeah.
They have so
No,
many
they
problems.
don't. No, they don't.
They probably don't because they say you use the
Yes, they
third
do.
party. Yeah.
Yes, they do. They have so many
No.
people that have used this, and if so many people have the problem, it's better for them to honor it than to look bad and piss off
Of course.
But hey,
thousands
listen,
of people.
Jesus, it's not their fault. It's the third party company's fault. The third party company should be the one that has to fucking,
How are they going to do it? They're going to just send
No,
you
they're
money
not.
for a
They're
new
not.
Switch? That's the point.
But what I'm saying is Nintendo is not the reason that this is happening. It's something in the third party dock that's doing it. But it's the Switch is the thing that's getting
I
broken.
feel like it's Nintendo's
Nintendo
fucking
has to
update. Nintendo's update fucking was like, fuck you guys for not using our shit. We're breaking everything. Motherfuckers.
I don't think that's the case. I think it was an
that's the case.
accidental
Nintendo,
thing
they're
that
assholes.
just happened to happen.
They're real assholes over there. Fuck you guys. Brick your shit. Buy Nintendo shit, not this cheap shit. And they brick your shit. That's what they do. That's what Nintendo does. In other news, PubG Mobile is now filling up with keyboard and mouse users. So apparently, PubG began to roll out to Android and iOS users last week. And while the mobile version is intended to be played using the on-screen touch controls, there are ways around that. There are plenty of PubG Mobile players are currently using various devices to run the game on larger displays and also to use mouse and keyboard inputs, giving them a pretty big advantage over the touch control players. So pretty much
that recently it had gotten a lot more difficult.
So pretty much players are either installing an app on a Chromebook, they're pairing it up to a Bluetooth device, running an Android emulator on their PC. There's a lot of ways you can do this. But apparently they're doing this to just I'm the best player on PUBG Mobile. That's what they want pretty much.
Yeah. I can see running emulator until they come out with something official as far as
good for
controller.
you. I cheated to be the best. Yay!
Yeah, so that's the
Fuck
thing.
you.
I don't know what PUBG's stance is on this. They haven't released any statement about it.
I don't think they'll do anything about it.
I don't think they can. This being like emulated on a PC, how could you fix that? Like, remove it off of the Android store? How do you do that? You know, like
You don't.
Yeah, you just leave it there. And I know that I could play with Android users because I have you as a friend on there, Ryan. So we could. So it's like, you know, it affects all the platforms. It's not like the iOS people are not being affected by it. They're being affected by it too. It's just differently, you know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I see they're still using bots too. And, you know, of course, the reasoning was, you know, instead of just throwing people in with 99 other real players to just kind of get them used to the controls. But I'm looking at a comment here from a guy saying he's level 38 and he still feels there's 75% bots in the game.
I don't know.
So they're just filling lobbies, you think?
No, I don't know about that. I
Not
don't think
that I
there's
believe
that
this
many
guy's
bots.
comment.
I barely ever ran into like a red shirt ever. So it's like, I don't know, maybe my games aren't full of bots.
That's
Maybe it's a
quarters.
random
Some say
thing.
60 on here. Some are saying 70. Like, I mean, how the fuck do you know the percentage? But
Right.
it's not like you're seeing all 99 players. But
In other news, guys, the World Video Game Hall of Fame has announced its 2018 finalist. You can vote for these finalists yourself if you head over to the website and vote on the online ballot, which will end on April the 4th. The winners will be inducted on May the 3rd. So let me tell you about the last finalist of this Hall of Fame inductees. So we have Asteroids. There's the Atari game released in 1979 by Atari. They sold more than 78,000 arcade units. Millions more have played it at home on the Atari 2600. Call of Duty. It's on the list. Call of Duty.
Do we really need to explain Call of Duty?
Need to explain Call of Duty. Also, Dance Dance Revolution, Konami's 1998 game, is on the list as well. That's that crazy dance game that you see people like go all nuts. Final Fantasy VII is on the list as well. So there's that. Half-Life is on this as well. Half-Life made the list, guys.
John Madden's football.
That's right, John Madden football. So Madden games are on here. King's Quest is on here as well. Metroid is on there. Minecraft made the list, actually, as a finalist. Wow. In the Hall of Fame already, and it just came out not that long ago. Miss Pac-Man is on the list.
See that, but 2009 that game came out. That was a while ago.
That was.
Yeah, but I feel like it didn't really hit like the release like until 2011 when it came to consoles and shit.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really like in 2009 it was out, but it was like a
PC and it was beta.
Yeah, it was PC beta pre-build bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't really out. You could pay like $10 for it or something back then to get it. Now it's like once it came out on consoles, that's when it became big.
Yeah.
Space Wars on here.
Hey, you missed one.
Yeah, Miss Pac-Man. I already said that.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Tomb Raider is on here as well, so that's the last one on the list. So, I mean, we'll see who makes it to the Hall of Fame. We'll see. I think Minecraft might win, or Half-Life.
Damn. You know, speaking of that Half-Life, like, everybody wants, you know, a Half-Life 3, but it's like, there's still no word on whether they're making it. I don't see what Gabe and Valve are
They
just
said they're working
on
on
this.
VR games now.
Oh, God.
They recently
You know,
said
they came out
started
with
work-
crappy consoles.
They started working
Just
on
make a
VR
Half-Life
games.
3 already.
They started working on VR games and forgot how to count to 3.
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to make
They
two
haven't
cool
made a third
VR
game
games.
ever. They have Portal 2. They have Left 4 Dead 2. They have Half-Life 2.
Gabe
They
just
have
needs to sell
Half-Life
that.
Episode 2, but not Episode 3.
They just need to sell that company.
Oh, they make a
Not
lot of
EA,
money.
though. Sell it to Ubisoft.
They make a lot of money on Steam. They don't need to
Talk
sell
about-
shit.
Yeah, like, why does he need to make a third game? Like,
Ubisoft couldn't afford them. Are you kidding me?
no. I'm just talking about just selling off that
Ubisoft
property.
just got bought out.
No, Ubisoft didn't get bought out. They
No, Tencent bought 3%, and the Ontario Provincial Teachers fucking Union or whatever bought 2.8% of them as well.
Yeah, but
it like a French
Ubisoft.
company?
That's after Ubisoft
Yeah.
bought all their share backs from Vivendi, and
Now
they
didn't get bought out by Vivendi. Yeah,
they're
but
still
there's
the majority holder is still Ubisoft,
Yes,
so
yeah.
they still control their own company.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't have money to go buy Steam. You know what I mean? Like Microsoft has that kind of money, but Ubisoft does not.
Tencent has that kind of money.
Tencent's got that kind of money. For sure. But apparently the Ontario Teachers fucking Union or whatever, they made a deal with Tencent. Tencent wasn't allowed to buy any more shares or something like that, and they wouldn't buy any more shares in the company. But they made a deal, whereas if they wanted to get out, they would sell their shares to
Tencent.
or something like that. I can't remember.
That's
Yeah, it
weird.
was an article I read.
Tencent's trying to buy Ubisoft out. Tencent's trying to buy every developer out now. Fucking Tencent.
Oh, fucking right, man. They're massive. They are massive.
And in other news, Splinter Cell 2018 has appeared on Amazon. There's no word from Ubisoft whether this is an actual thing or not, but people are speculating that Ubisoft at E3 will have a Splinter Cell announcement to make for this year. What do you guys think?
I think it'll happen.
I think so too. I think it was a good year
I
for
can
it.
see them doing that. I know because Ubisoft Toronto works on Splinter Cell. So I'm thinking now that they've wrapped up on Far Cry, because it was Montreal and Toronto that worked on Far Cry.
Right.
That's probably their next project. So, or they might have been working on that with a separate team or something, and now the full team's going to be on it to finish it off. So I could see them maybe announcing it this year.
So apparently
Yeah,
last
it's fine.
year at E3 2017, Ubisoft's Montreal CEO Yanis Malat said that he teased that a Splinter Cell revival is in the near future, and while there was reports as far back as 2016 that suggested Michael Ironside, the voice of Sam Fisher, was at Ubisoft working on an undisclosed project.
Ooh.
So they could be done already. They could be like, out this year! Pew, pew,
You could be seeing
pew.
trailers before E3.
Pew, pew, pew. Fucking
Because I
fireworks
think
and
that,
shit
that
goes
post
off. And,
originally showed up on Amazon Italy, and now it showed up on Canada's Amazon. Huh. We're definitely going to see something before E3.
yeah. Anyways, that version on the Amazon was a PC version of the game that was listed on there. Other news, The Division will receive a 4K patch in April of this year, next month. On April 12th, The Division will receive a 4K patch for the Xbox One X. This will add 4K rendering, better anisotropic filtering, improved reflections, screen space shadows, and object details.
Damn, objects already look good. Detail was already good. I can only imagine what it's like in 4K.
Yeah, so apparently on the PS4 Pro, it does already have an enhancement for it, but it's only running at 1660p on the PS4 Pro. So.
You mean they don't have all the P's?
They don't.
Nope. They don't have the K's.
They don't have enough P's to make it a K.
They only have the P's. They don't have the K.
It says here they're taking that advantage over the 1.8 teraflops advantage on the Xbox One X over the PS4.
Of course.
Better visuals, folks.
And speaking of Xbox One X, the Xbox One X is receiving petitions from fans saying that people want them to add Dolby Vision support and HDR10 Plus. So the Xbox One X currently supports HDR10, but people wanted to add Dolby Vision to the list and HDR10 Plus, which is a new type of HDR. It's HDR10, but better.
It's not necessarily better. It's just something that's used by the movie industry more.
Yeah.
So I think they just want it. Like, it's like, why isn't it there? Why can't we just, why can't we all just get along?
Apparently they say
all of us HDRs get along.
Apparently people are saying that HDR10 Plus is so far only found on Amazon Prime HDR video streams. However, 20th Century Fox is set to start releasing 4K Blu-rays in that format later this year. But my TV supports Dolby Vision and HDR10, and I've watched like Netflix shows on my TV's app itself, and that supports, because since it's coming from the TV itself, it supports both of the HDRs. So like if a show is filmed in Dolby Vision, it switches to that. If it's filmed in HDR10, it switches to that. So watching shows on the Dolby Vision and HDR10, I gotta say the Dolby Vision actually looks better for movies. The lighting it does seems a little bit better to me. It does
something with colors differently, I think. I can't remember.
It just looks, I don't know, it just looks nicer, I think, in my opinion. But I haven't seen it in video games. I don't think I really care, because my video games look fucking incredible right now with the HDR10. So I don't know. I guess people want it so they don't want to be like me where I have to turn off my Xbox and turn on the Netflix on my TV to watch shows. I guess you could just turn it on from your Xbox. I don't know, people. I don't know. Whatever. So we'll see if Microsoft adds that.
That is cool, because I do see the Amazon app on my Xbox, and I do see the 4K content on there.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see the HDR 10 Plus.
HDR.
And Mike Ybarra even said that he doesn't see a technical issue with adding Dolby
I bet you anything that'll be like, in this fall's fucking dashboard update, HDR 10 Plus, super big update. And other news, Xbox backwards compatibility has now added their biggest release yet to the games list. As of this week, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare has finally joined the Xbox One backwards compatibility games list. That's right, people. After so many years of people voting for it, it finally made the list. Activision finally said, okay, put it out for the Xbox One backwards compatible.
Still no one will play it.
Yeah. There'll be like 10 people playing it still.
It's also on the sale for the Easter sale on the Xbox Live Store. If you go on there, you can buy it for like, I think $11 or something. Yeah. I mean, are you guys gonna be...
Damn, good game, but I have
no interest in playing Call of Duty 4.
My question is, why do I need this when I already own the remastered version?
Yeah, exactly, right?
And it looks much better than the old version, so why do I need the old version? That looks probably like shit compared to the remastered version. You know what I mean? I just recently bought and played the remastered one, so
it just doesn't. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense. They should have released the Modern Warfare 2 backwards compatible, and that would have hyped more people up, I think.
Yeah. But they don't want to do that before the remaster of 2 comes out. Right?
They wanted to get squeeze $40 out of people, you know.
Exactly.
Well, I guess.
This I'm reading here, Jesus, about Microsoft gearing up to make VR.
More news here for Microsoft. So we all know Sony has their PSVR, and they've been kind of doing pretty good with that. They've supported it. They're trying to support it this year with 180 games coming to it. But it appears now that Microsoft could be gearing up to make a VR system for their console. There's a new job listing over at Microsoft Game Studios, looking for someone to handle a new VR project. 343 Industries wants to offer, in quotes, a new VR experience in the Halo universe. So it looks like Halo will be one of the first games to support VR if this listing is correct. It says here, quote, 343 Industries is looking for a creative director to join us in delivering an all-new VR experience in the Halo universe. Halo is known for its epic sci-fi worlds, its transmedia storytelling, and its heroic gameplay. VR brings the potential for a new level of immersion in our universe. And the listing also says, like, these are the bullet points it will say, help shape the creative vision and design for a VR experience in the Halo universe, and work closely with an external development partner and internal team leads to direct the tone and timbre of the project, with an eye towards compelling character development, innovative narrative progression, and engaging interactions and gameplay in VR. So it looks like, honestly, 343 is getting set to make a VR game for Halo. What's the thoughts here, guys?
Yeah, I think that it would be separate from Halo 6. It would be more of an experience.
Yeah, well, obviously, if they're barely hiring for this now, it's not going to come out next year or this year or anytime soon. It'll be on 2-3 years. At most 2. I would say it'd be out 2020.
If anything, they're going to make, kind of like they actually had that mixed reality thing on Windows 10, I think they will make an experience, just a, maybe a separate Halo experience.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, it's going to be like that AR experience that they've shown off to people before, where you're just walking down the hallway and through the ship and all that.
They did that a couple years ago, right?
Yeah,
so they were real quiet about it last year. Yeah.
You don't think they'll actually make a game in VR?
No, I think they will, but it's not going to be a numbered Halo game.
Right.
I think there's no way
Halo
they can.
6 in VR.
Well, they cannot make it. They can't make it a numbered Halo game because you will not be Master Chief. You'll be like Spartan 155678, whatever the fuck, give you a number.
Yeah.
And then maybe Master Chief will appear in there sometime here and there. Maybe you'll be like getting help from Master Chief once in a while. But you're just going to be like a regular soldier. Because Master Chief is super tall and he's super big.
Yeah.
And you're just like a normal soldier, little person guy.
Yeah, you'll be definitely be like a grunt. I don't know, but I think it'll be cool. Like I think it'll just be bigger than they had it.
I want to be able to fly the big ships and blow shit up. That's all I want, guys.
I mean, I'm excited for this mixed reality thing. Just need to get that headset. Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Or it might be like a thing like in a lot of games on the PSVR have like games have VR experiences attached to them, just like a side thing, right? Like Star Wars Battlefront has that like VR experience that you can only play if you have the VR, or just shit like that. Maybe they'll do that with Halo. Like they'll release Halo 6 and then later on they'll release an update. Like we've added this like side mission that's like a VR thing. Go play it for free.
Yeah, because there'll be a lot of just shovelware put into this thing,
They have to. They need it because Sony has a bunch of it now, and they need to catch up to Sony if they're going to release VR headsets for the Xbox One. And that's a good way to do it. Just start releasing.
Yeah, they got to go all in on this. Yeah. They can't just go half-ass it.
And the last piece of news here. That's
Jesus,
big.
are you disappointed? Are you disappointed that you bought a PS4 for this game?
No.
And now it's coming out on Xbox One?
No, not at all. Because I could play it on PS4 right now.
know.
No Man's Sky on the Xbox One has been confirmed by Hello Games. They released a new cover that shows the Xbox One logo on top of it. Big news, people, big news. No Man's Sky coming to the Xbox One.
The award-winning game from
It will be in
PlayStation.
4K Ultra HD, HDR as well. It will be Xbox One X enhanced as well. But yeah, No Man's Sky. Also, once they announced the Xbox One X or Xbox One in general release, they've also said they come out with their next big update this summer. It will be available across all platforms, PC, PS4, and Xbox. I think the next update is called Next. That's what it's called. They named it Next, guys. It's called Next. That's what it's called. NEXT. That's their big update. It comes out this summer. They said it's their biggest update to date. It will add a lot of new things to the game, and it will be an important next step in the journey for No Man's Sky. There's no other details released for it. They released a little trailer for it. Could that mean they're finally adding co-op to the game? Maybe they'll add a multiplayer version to the game.
Maybe you can actually find your friends.
Why can't this game die, and does it need to die?
No, it doesn't need to die. Why would it need to die?
Why would it need to die, Gunny? Why do you want a
because it
game
was
to
so
die?
well received on the PlayStation.
Was it?
And I don't know, and it got all its negative reviews on Steam, and it was a big backlash, and people got reimbursed for it. I don't know, because I never played it.
But playing the game, you know what? This makes me want to play the game right now.
I just got a PC app.
I'll wait for the Xbox version because I don't own this on PlayStation anymore.
So I have a digital for my PS4, and like I said, I went back to it the other day. I was kind of confused in the beginning because I had to restart my game. I don't know why, but I did. So I want to play it, and I want to see because the people are saying that the game is kind of good now. Like they've actually done a bunch of fixes to the game that people, weren't expecting to happen back in the day. It's like Sea of Thieves, right? Kind of like Sea of Thieves, where like people are bashing it right now because it doesn't have enough content, etc. And we know Rare's going to come in and patch it and do stuff for it. The difference between Sea of Thieves and No Man's Sky is No Man's Sky is not on a Game Pass type thing. You have to pay full price for it. And Sea of Thieves, you don't. It's just kind of there, part of the subscription, so you can go back to it whenever. So
yeah,
that's that. And it's like Destiny. Yeah, like Destiny at first kind of dies off, and then it brings players back with the updates. That's what Hello Games is trying to do with No Man's Sky. The problem is Hello Games is not a big studio at all. It's like 20 people or some shit, isn't it?
Right.
25 people or something. It's a pretty small studio, so they're probably working as hard as they can to keep the game updated and fixed. People are even saying that rumors say that the next update will actually bring VR support to the game for PC and PS4 players. So.
Yeah, so maybe PC is keeping this alive. Maybe Steam users are keeping this game alive. And
there's a lot of PS4 players, man.
Yeah.
There's people playing.
I don't think anyone's playing this on Steam.
There's people playing this game everywhere. Like, there's communities that are behind this game that you just don't hear about because they're just, like, not that huge, I guess. I don't know. But there's people playing it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the Xbox One version, if it even sells well due to all the negativity of the game released back in the day. When they released back in the day.
Do you think there'll be a price drop? You think it'll be $40?
I think so.
$30 or something?
I think so. It won't be full price. I don't think.
I say it'll be 40.
40 would be okay for it. I think 40 would be an alright price.
I feel like that. I feel like $30-$40 would be the right place for it.
And I bet you there's some people that probably wanted to try this game but never had a PS4, and now that they're getting it on Xbox, will probably buy it. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked fine. Watching you guys play it, watching other videos of it, okay. It looked fine, but just oversold. I think the guy oversold it and was just, you can do this and you can do all these things, and you couldn't do any of them. right? And hopefully they change the ending too, because remember that was a huge letdown for a lot of people. Where here's the ending, and you're like people already had it up on YouTube, and basically it was just nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So in the center of the earth, and you
ending.
start the game over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's the way to do it.
Or not the center of Earth, center of the universe.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just didn't need to make it to the center of the universe.
Or, give it that option that it has no end game. You can just keep going and building and
yeah,
searching
now you
for
could
more.
now you could build bases and shit on different planets.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. And as long as it doesn't disappear, because remember that was the other thing where it was just a big dumpster fire, right? Oh, your shit disappears after 10 hours, you know? So it's like, well, what the fuck? If I can't, progress through what I'm trying to accomplish and go back to that base, then what's the point? So
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know.
we'll have more news on it.
Maybe I'll buy it again on the Xbox. Oh, time to move on now to questions. Got any questions from the community on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, email,
We have those.
Xbox.
We have those from Facebook and Discord.
PSN?
And our first one is from the great Alan Maybe.
Excuse me, the what Alan Maybe? You mean the horrible Alan Maybe?
He wants to know why do you think you're so awesome, Jesus?
Why do I think I'm so? Because I am.
Yeah.
Who said I think? It's more like I know.
No, for a
It's
fact.
more like a fact type thing, like you just... Common sense, guys. Common sense. Let's be real here.
Why do you think you're the best captain in Sea of Thieves?
Because I fucking am. I give the best directions, the best advice to people. I always try to be helpful to people. I try to teach them how to play the fucking game right. Because a lot of people don't play the game right. They just stand there and look in front of the boat. It's like, don't just stand there. Do something with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take that.
Good. You better take that.
We love you, Alan. Andres Valdieri, he wants to know, why is Far Cry so awesome?
It's a fucking good game. That's why. The game's incredible, man. It's just good. There's nothing wrong with that game. It's so hard to have Sea of Thieves and that game come out back to back in a week because I kind of want to just play Far Cry forever.
I want to play them both at the same time, but I can't. And I did miss some of your Far Cry talk earlier, but I did want to say what makes it so great is getting in and just... I like games like Just Cause 2 and 3. I love just wreaking havoc and blowing things up and shooting people and I'll come into an area where, like I talked about earlier, some fucking tweaker will just come flying out of the woods and try and kill me, and that shit is just awesome.
What I love is setting shit on
unload
fire.
on them.
I'll just grab the Molotov and throw it into the forest and watch the whole forest burn.
Yeah, like they introduced that back in I think 3 or 4.
Yeah, those
with
fire
the hot
technology.
beats. Remember that? We're like, oh shit, I'm on fire.
What I don't get is what's the weed for? You can craft weed and alcohol. What does that do?
You can get drunk. I know that.
Well, yeah, you can craft the alcohol and drink it, but all it does is make you that's it. So it doesn't make you drunk.
I have no idea. I haven't gotten into much of that.
You can craft the weed as well. I've crafted weed, but I don't know. Should I smoke it? What do I do here? Do I consume it? And what if I consume the weed and then the alcohol? Am I gonna be super high and drunk? What's going on, guys?
Maybe
I don't
like
know.
some brownies.
I don't know.
Jonathan must have.
But you can make the weed and the alcohol, and you can smoke it and drink it, and I wonder if it'll give you a health boost. Maybe you feel invincible when you fight people with that. I don't know. Maybe you won't be able to shoot right, but be interesting
and it's cool
to see.
when you've got one of your stupid AI companions with you, and all
Can
you
you
hear
get
is
them high? Can you get high with them? Can you sit
bear
there in a
chasing you.
circle and pass the joint and smoke and tell stories about the bears in the woods? I want to know, guys. I want to know. Right now. Have you gone fishing?
Do you guys like shooting? Do you guys like the shooting in Far Cry? I love it.
Fuck yeah.
I think it's fine.
The
I didn't have an
shooting's
issue
good.
with it at all.
I did. I had a major issue with it.
Ooh.
I felt like I couldn't hit a fucking thing.
Whoa,
I was using a sniper rifle, and I could not fucking hit a thing.
You
And then I went into
hold
the
breath?
options menu, and I realized the setting was set to an off-centered.
I heard about this.
Yeah, your reticle was off-centered, so you could change it to centered. And once I changed it to centered, it was fine for me. But I had a lot of issues.
What?
like,
It's
at
all
first.
centered by default, so that means I've been playing it
Yeah.
wrong the whole time?
Well, no, I mean, maybe you're comfortable with it being
I got
off-centered.
headshots all the time now. Maybe I
Yeah.
got used to it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. It just
Yeah, I
drove
think
me
I
nuts
got
at
used to it
first.
right
So
away.
I switched it, and then it was fine.
That's so weird. I never even knew that. Like, what the fuck? I've gone fishing. Have you gone fishing, guys? Do you like the fishing in the game?
No, I haven't been fishing
You haven't
yet.
been fishing.
I got the fish pole, but I haven't been fishing.
I can't be bothered.
What?
Yeah.
Fishing is calming,
I saw
man.
the fishing rod. I picked it up. I casted it once. I lost the
it
fish
gives
because I
you-
wasn't really sure exactly what was going on.
What do
and
you
then
mean?
and then I was like, fuck.
Do
it.
you not read the
Gives you a little-
tutorials? The tutorial tells you exactly. It tells you.
No, man, I skip right past that
You
shit. I don't-
hold LT, you cast the thing, you hold it there, you kind of lure the fish into the thing. You press right trigger really fast, then you got to fight the fish as you're reeling it in with LT. You got to like pull against it. Like if it's swimming to the left, you pull to the right. If it's swimming to the right, you pull to the left. And then you pull it, and then you're like, boom, you caught this trout, 15 pounds or 12 pounds or 11 pounds or 10 pounds, and then you can sell it for a lot of money.
The fish I got, Jesus, I was doing exactly what you just said to do, and I could not reel it in. It just would not. Every time it would snap my
What?
line. I'd get it so that it'd be jumping out of the water. It'd jump out of the water.
it might
Come on.
be-
When it jumps out of the water, I should be able to fucking pull that motherfucker in.
It might be a big fish because I know like there's a perk you have to unlock, or like you got to buy a different
Yeah.
kind of line for like
And it makes it
stronger.
easier.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
like
it
make
makes
it
it
easier to fish. So it might be that, right?
Could be. Yeah.
You just had a.
I just
shitty
don't
line.
care. I really
You know what we're
don't.
gonna do?
I won't waste.
You got to
points
experience.
on it,
You got to experience the full Far Cry experience, and that's fishing.
Fuck.
Yeah,
You gotta
we
have
gotta jump into
Boomer out
Minecraft,
there.
Ryan.
You gotta
Me and
take. You
we're
gotta
gonna go
craft
fishing.
your weed and your beer.
Boomer is my bro. He's my
And get
buddy.
Boomer
I go
with
and
you.
I pet him all the time.
You get with
Boomer is my
Boomer.
buddy.
You drive your pickup truck out to the forest. You go to the creek. You get in your little boat. You smoke your weed. You drink your beers. You take Boomer on the boat. You go out to the middle of the river and you cast your line.
Where's my moonshine?
You sit there all high and wait for the planes to come and
Hey.
attack you.
Hey, you're not supposed to drink and drive a
Who
boat.
cares? You're a cop. You're a cop. Who cares? No
That
one.
makes it worse.
No one arrests the cops. We know this. No one ever arrests cops. So
No wonder
it's
the
okay.
cult's coming after you. Drinking and boating. They're like, fuck this guy. He's breaking
Yeah.
the law. We're going to get him.
I'm a cop, motherfucker. I'm a deputy. At first, I thought you were gonna be like a U.S. Marshal, but I was like, no,
That's what I thought.
that's way too much of a badass to be a rookie. Like trying to arrest a cult leader. No way. That's what I thought at first, though. You were like a U.S. Marshal. I was like, this guy's a U.S. Marshal, and then like Rook. I was like, oh fuck, he's a fucking rookie. Oh god. Rook, deputy, Rook. That's all they call you, Deputy Rook.
What's our next question, Gunny?
All right. Next one is from Ricky Alfaris. He says, hello, HGP. Happy Easter. Here's my question.
Happy
I don't know
Easter.
if it's because I'm busy as hell now that I'm a responsible adult most of the time and have so much on my plate, but it seems like there's more games releasing now than ever, and the games now are so big. They're not 5 to 10 hour games anymore. Now it's 20 to 30 open world grinds. Do you think they should spread the release out more and give the devs more time to work on these awesome games coming out so more people can find time to finish these games? It's so hard to keep up on the game since we always want the new ones. It says, my backlog's getting way too big. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Gamertag Riker Jones. Space between Riker and Jones.
So, I mean, there is still those 5 to 10 hour experiences. You just more
Yeah,
looking at like indie games and stuff like that are going to be much shorter than these AAA games. A AAA game selling for $60. So they're going to,
Yeah.
you know, the more time you can put into it, the better you feel about your money spent, right? Now, if you're looking for these smaller games, you can look at games like, you know, like that Faye game that we talked about. I mean, that's 8 hours long. So it's in between your 5 to 10 hour mark. I mean, there's lots of little indie games out there. I just picked up a game called Ruiner. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard really good things about it. It's probably a good, 5 to 10 hour experience. So I mean, those games are still out there, but you're more looking at these AAA games, and like I said, if they're putting them out for that amount of money, or even A Way Out, that was like a 6 to 8 hour game, right? That's $30. So I mean, there's games out there. You just got to look for them, man.
Yeah, and I added you on, Ricky.
How did you not have him as a friend? How dare you?
I know. I'm like,
what kind of
okay,
fucking
I've
host
seen him in
are
the
you?
Facebook group, but I don't remember adding him on.
I wonder if I do. I don't know.
Oh,
if I do.
you guys are the worst. And you guys say you're the ones that play with the gamers? Come on.
I think he might have added me a while ago, actually.
Maybe I think he's referring a lot to story games with a narrative to it.
If you want those types of games, head over to PlayStation.
Yeah, and also on Steam. They have quite a few on Steam.
PlayStation.
But I wouldn't say they're like AAA title type.
God of War,
because those are going to be your
25 hours.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
At least I know how it's.
Think about if fucking Far Cry 5 released and it was a 5-hour game. People would be fucking pissed. Like, what the fuck is this garbage?
I would be too if I paid 60
1 out of
bucks.
10 IGN. 1 out of 10 every fucking site. It's not
Hey,
political
it's-
enough, and it's only 5 hours long. 1 out of 10.
Those, you ever see those on like whatever large, gaming outlets like IGN and that? Well, if you paid $60 and the game is only 5.5 hours long, but it's a great story. That's why we scored it so high. But I do think that should be factored in. I've always agreed that the score needs to be factored in for a review. Like, yeah, it's only 5.5 hours. Like, and if I'm being charged a full price for a AAA title,
Well,
Yeah, but the score should be based on your experience. If it's a 5-hour game and you had a fucking amazing experience for that full 5 hours, then sure, it's a high score. If that gaming experience was only 5 hours and you had a shit time playing it for like 2 of them, then you're going to fucking drop the score, right? Like, I don't know. Different games are, some games you want to spend fucking 20 to 30 hours playing, and some games you don't. You know what I mean? Some games you get bored halfway through, and you don't.
Yeah.
And that 20, you're not willing to put in the extra 15 hours to actually finish the game. So but I get it. Time is money, right? Like,
yeah. Money is
and I
time.
do have Riker Jones. I do have him on my list. I forgot. He's our listener that has a monkey as a pet.
he has a monkey pet. Yeah, dude.
Fucking
oh,
right.
real monkey?
He tells me that it's like no big deal. He was talking to me one day in a party. He was like, dude, he's like,
Cool.
and I was like, dude, you the guy with the monkey? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's fucking awesome. He's like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's like a dog.
That would be cool.
It's like a fucking dog. There's no way it's like a dog. He's like, well, no, the monkey will rip your face off if he's mad. But, but like,
This is Monkey Smoke
to
Cigarettes?
him, it's like a dog. He says because he's owned it since it was a baby, so it's like a dog to him. Like he just has it.
It's
as a
loyal.
pet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
but he said like when visitors go over to his house, he can't have him out, like because that fucker will attack people. He says like they're very protective creatures.
They're very protective. Yes.
so they'll
Damn.
fucking attack people and shit. Because people want
I
to.
wouldn't want to walk into his house and have his monkey just flinging feces in my face,
No,
Whoa.
if you went over there and like just jokingly threatened him, that monkey would freak the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like just freak the fuck out.
I want to meet Ricky's monkey. That sounded kind
I
of
do
weird.
too, man.
Sounded kind of weird, but okay. You know what I meant, people.
Hey, Ricky,
Just-
you know what? Post some video of your monkey. I
We need
want
I want
to
to see it.
We need
I wanna
to
see him.
We need to make a shirt for that monkey. So you can wear like an HGP
An
shirt.
HGP monkey shirt? Fucking right.
We need to make him a shirt and send it to him. That'd be awesome.
You the monkey, Ricky, drinking
Well,
shots
listen,
of whiskey. Send that video.
We need to make an HGP onesie. If you know what I'm saying.
Send it to the monkey.
For the monkey, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the monkey.
I like it.
for the monkey.
All right.
What's the monkey's name, you guys think?
I don't know.
I think he told me his name was like a person name, like Herbert.
Bob.
Like George.
Albert. Maybe George. I don't know. What the fuck did he name his monkey? Let's guess.
It's George.
I'm gonna say he named him Herbert.
Herbert.
I'm going with Frank.
Frank.
I'm gonna stick with George.
Okay, we'll see who's closest. Riker, you
I
tell
don't
us.
think any of us are right. But
None of us are right, probably. Or Albert. Was it Albert? Some fucking... I know he said his name. I just forgot what he named him. Anyways, next question, Gunny.
Happy Easter, Rick. Stephen O'Connor said he having a drink while gaming. What's your go-to? Mine is Jack. Is it Jack and Coke, Steven, or just straight up Jack? Is it on the rock?
Jack out of the bottle. Just drinking it out of the bottle, just sitting there drunk out of his mind.
I think you guys know what my go-to drink is. It's a good old bottle of whiskey, Gibson's Finest.
Yeah.
Mostly a 12-year. I usually go with the 12-year.
12-year.
I have bought the
tradition,
15-year before,
made.
and it's nice, but
Family made.
always the Gibson's Finest for me. But my second go-to for a nice whiskey is another Canadian whiskey, Crown Royal, baby.
There you go. I deliver that. I deliver the Crown and the Windsor.
I usually just drink cheap beer.
Yeah, I'm not a beer guy.
But
But you know what's funny is yesterday, it was yesterday, I came home and someone was like, I want a beer. And I'm like, you know what? I fucking want a beer right now. And I almost bought a 6-pack one because they sell it at Walmart now up here. They have, this is new for us. Walmart selling. I walked in and I saw the section and I was like, I wonder if I can get a nice, because I like the only beer I really like is like a light, like a blonde or something, it's not super heavy. I can't stand like thick beer. Oh no. I have these 2 cans of this cream ale and I can't fucking drink it. It just
gross.
Yeah, not for me.
Don't drink those fruit beers. That's just drink a good fucking Pilsner.
What the fuck's a fruit beer?
Oh man, those some
ale.
of those fruits are good. I've had a watermelon beer and I was like, that's
those
actually
are
really
all
good.
right. Like the pineapple ones and shit. They have different ones. Is that what you're talking
It's
about?
for something different, you know what I mean? If you're drinking regular beer all the time, at least it's something, a little bit different.
That's right.
Okay, the good one is like a Blue Moon Belgian ale. That one's good.
That one's fucking
But for
bomb.
my go-to, it's a Sunny D. Comes in a little tiny bottle. It's a Sunny D.
It's Gunny's.
How much alcohol
Gunny's baby mode Sunny D.
How much alcohol content you have in there, Gunny?
A little vodka in the OJ. It's not even a real OJ, right? But you can still put vodka in it.
It's not fucking OJ at all. That's just like fake everything in
It's
there.
like powder and water.
It's like Tang. You're drinking.
Tang.
But it is Tang. It's a little bit more expensive, right? But my go-to is fuck it. It's going to be Starbucks coffee.
You're gonna get cancer. You know that?
You know what? You put
California.
put a little Kahlua in that coffee.
Oh yeah, I like Kahlua.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get,
And I like things it's funny. I don't like creamy things like in my coffee, a lot of cream. But I like Bailey's. Give me a Bailey's on a rocks.
Yes.
It's good. Good. Anyway, next one is from John Jerome. He says, talked about price of the Oculus and the Vive have dropped. I heard that recently again.
Yeah.
That I guess maybe it's a new low price. Right, and those can vary from apparently $200 to $1,000, right? Depending on all the peripherals and whatever crap that it comes with. How low would it have to be before you consider getting one? Or not interested at all at any price? For me, I talked about when I first got my gaming PC, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to get me a fucking Vive and an Oculus. But now it's well, maybe, I haven't seen anything interesting. The only thing I've seen interesting is the Sony PlayStation. It may be because of this podcast, and I've heard of all the experiences from Jonathan, from Jesus, from other podcasts. But really, the only thing I've heard of from the PC is it's I don't even have it hooked up. There's so many wires, and really there's not a lot of, great games. I do see games come out for it on Steam, which are just, again, more experiences. So I would want to get an all-in-one. It would be for that PS4. Or maybe when Xbox comes out with one, I'd be interested in that. So I think, with planning, I think if it was hey, it's going to be $2.99 or $3.99 and it comes out in November. Hell, I can plan for that, And what is it going to come with? Like, what are the games? What are those experiences? That'd be something, I would be interested in. And I can save for that said device.
Well, up here in Canada, I'm looking at the new Vive VR system. Full immersive first-person experience. Features VR Steam tracking, or Steam VR tracking. It's $500 still, $499. So that's still not cheap enough for me, and I'm still not interested. I mean, if it comes to Xbox and they have like a model that's like $250, that's when I might look into it. And that's just the regular Vive. But I'm going over now. Let's see what Vive Pro is. Holy fuck, $800. Vive Pro,
and it's
HMD only.
Yeah.
So it's got enhanced optics, optimized ergonomics, and high-res soundstage. $799.
Damn. Yeah, it's a little too much.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot. 250 is max for me to even think about getting into VR. And I mean, that's just me, especially right now. I mean, I have things going on where my financial situation is not going to allow me to do something like that at the moment. So I'm probably not going to jump into VR anytime soon.
Yeah. Jesus is already on that, but would he want to get one for the PC?
I'll never get the PC one because I'll never get a gaming PC.
Well, you don't have a gaming PC, so it doesn't even make any sense for you to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if one came out like Oculus said, "Oh, we're gonna get out VR." On... Yeah.
It depends how cheap it is and how good it is, and what it's.
What if they said? What if they said, "Hey, the Oculus VR now works with Xbox One"? Would you buy one?
That's what I was thinking.
Depends how cheap it is.
What's your price? What price would make you buy it?
What price would make me definitely buy it? $150.
150?
150 because 200 seems too much for a peripheral. 300 seems way too much. 400 is ridiculous. Knowing Xbox, they're going to price it lower than Sony, I think, if they come out with this VR third-party bullshit. I think it's going to be anywhere, we're going to see any prices from the 150 to like the 300 mark. And like depending on the one you get, it's the type of things that, like how comfortable it is or whatever the fuck, or the battery life may be longer on the more expensive ones. Something's going to be different, or maybe the cheaper ones are wired, the more expensive ones are wireless. I don't know.
The other thing would be
because you got to know.
This one. Want to buy this one for the X?
The Xbox.
Is the one you want to buy.
Yeah, the Xbox is going to have, I think, different types of VR. Like they're going to have cheaper ones and more expensive ones. I don't think they'll just come out with one. And I think, like I said, the cheaper ones will be wired, and maybe the more expensive ones will be wireless. And I don't think it's going to support the Xbox One S or the Xbox One original. I think it's only going to be for the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. So I'm now looking at Rift prices in Canada. And to the starter pack for in Canadian dollars, $529.
Fuck.
So I don't know what you guys like. And this is that was directly from Oculus and directly from Vive. So those were their stores. So Amazon might have a deal where it's a little bit cheaper or something. But this is way too high for me to even think about getting into.
Yeah, I think we'd have to see like something like at E3 where Mikey Barra or some friggin' technical person's on stage going, "This is why you want to buy the Xbox One version of it," or whatever. Or even at, like some CES or whatever saying, "You need to buy the Oculus for this game's coming out."
I'm looking at the Rift Anniversary Edition. They're going to have a $50 off. It's $399 right now.
Yep, $399 US. I just switched over to the US to see what the price was.
Yeah. Step into the
$399, and it comes with the Oculus Rift headset, 2 Oculus sensors, 2 touch controllers, all required cables, and 7 free VR apps. Available
Damn.
after you set up your Oculus Rift.
Get it, Gunny.
Including
I know,
Lucky's
it sounds
Tale,
interesting. I want it.
Medium, Toy Box, Quill, Dead and Buried, Dragon Front, and Robo Recall.
You know, because, John, I look at these things and I'm like, okay, I've got my 1060. It's fine for the PC, but yeah, I'd like a 1080, but with the Bitcoin thing going, it's probably out of reach. Oh, wait, no, I want a new monitor. I want to get the 1440p monitor. I want to get the fucking Asus whatever good monitor. You know, like I always want to upgrade, but, you know, I think I'd rather upgrade either a monitor or my graphics card. You know, I got the best TV, right, for the Xbox One X, but it's like, where do I go from here, you know? I want that VR experience, but what am I willing to pay for it? That's the question.
$1,000.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I'm in the same situation, Gunny, where it's like I have my ultra-wide monitor, which I fucking love to death, but it's only 1080p. And I would love to have a 1440p 21:9 monitor, but the prices are just fucking ridiculous.
They are.
It's like,
and you saw the
for
4K
a 1440p one, I'm looking at least $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, up here. So
That's how much they were. They were over that, especially for like the 4K monitors. I was like, ouch. Yeah. Like, okay, I'd have the monitor, but then like I'd constantly be, you know, when I want to add memory, always wanting to spend more money on the PC. Anyway, next question is from Brendan Robb. He said, if HGP was a sponsored podcast with a huge budget, what would you change or add?
What's a huge budget? How much money are we talking
how much
here?
are we talking?
let's just say we were $1 million company.
Okay.
Let's just say we had money. We had money backing us. What would we
I already know. I would add a studio. We'd all have to be, you know.
I would honestly, I would have a compound. Fuck this.
A compound?
Us living on this compound, okay?
Father Ryan is going to have a compound.
It's going to be a Far Cry 5 call. The Horrible Gamers fucking, it's make sure we gotta tell everybody, you know, yes. You gotta say
yes. Must say yes. Join the yes movement.
To HCP.
We'd all have like GoPros that are going in real time video, audio.
I think we would end up being something like Rooster Teeth, I think.
Yeah, we'd end up fucking around way too much with the budget that big. No joke. I would. Yeah, definitely.
We'd have to make a separate podcast, and we'd have other people doing the podcast for games.
It'd be definitely something that would be fucking incredible. We would change a lot of the show. We would obviously get a legit office and have like an in-studio to be able to be in person and talk there, and just, I don't know.
We all live near each other.
Definitely.
So it'd be easier for us to get around and like talk to each other and whatnot.
We provide a lot more content for the listeners. A lot of content. Because think about it, we wouldn't be working jobs. We would be working the fucking podcast full time.
Yeah. It would be full-time podcasting, streaming, and
bullshitting,
you know, and creating things. First thing I would do, and this is something that I've always wanted to do with the show, but I don't have the skill set to do it myself, was I would get an animator, because I want someone to animate the stupid shit that we do, the clips that I pull. Like, I want someone to animate some of that stupid shit and have it, you know, kind of like Rooster Teeth does with Rooster Teeth Animated Adventures, if you've ever seen that. They take clips from the podcast, like stories that are told on the podcast, and this one guy, he animates it. And like just with stick figures and shit. But he has like these specific stick figures for each of the people on the podcast, and they're fucking hilarious. So that was number one. That's what I would do. I would get somebody that would animate. And number two was I would start a game development studio that was specific to Horrible Gamers, and they would first create the brawler game that I came up with in my head, that is us as characters meeting up with each other to save the world. But the thing is the characters, I start in Toronto, Jesus starts in Portland, Gunny starts in California, and we all got to meet somewhere. So you can play as either Gunny, Jesus, or myself, and you play their part to get to that person. And then once you finish that, you can go back and play as the other characters. And once you join all three characters together, I don't know. You saved the world. I haven't gotten that far yet.
It'd be a good ending.
We don't know.
But it's
Something happens.
But it's like a brawler like Scott Pilgrim Saves the World.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that game?
Death Road to
It's
Canada
something
type.
like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like a 2D kind of fucking side-scrolling
I like
brawler
your
game.
ideas. And all we need now
I was
is
thinking
a
of a game
huge
where-
budget, guys.
I was thinking of a game where me and Jesus go play Death Road to Canada. We have to come rescue you from there.
From the
And we bring you back over here off the wall.
No, we're all coming to meet up in Canada, and we have to figure out a way to smuggle Jesus
There
in
you go.
because he's not allowed to cross.
Yeah, figure out a way to get me into Canada, guys. Oh, man.
See, we'd have a movie.
Underground
We'd make a big
Railroad,
budget
Jesus.
movie.
We've done it before.
Underground Railroad to Canada. I'll swim across the river, guys. Oh, shit. But that's what we would change. We would change a lot of the show wouldn't be the same. I mean, we would have the show that's the same, but there would be a lot of extra content is what I meant to say. Like, that's, yeah.
Exactly.
All we need is the budget, guys. So, Brandon, Rob, if you ever win the lottery, just, like, hit us up, man. You know?
Hit us up. We want to invest.
Write us a check.
An investor?
Yeah.
Be an investor in the show.
I mean, those are just a few things that I think would be fun to do. You know, I think we would probably end up doing a lot more of our spotlight shows. Sorry, guys, that those have kind of fallen to the wayside.
We need people to talk to.
We've been really busy, and we just haven't had people that could get on at the right times to actually, you know, record some shows. But we got some plans, and you know, there's some things that we're thinking about doing that we're going to try and get into. So there'll be more coming, man, for sure.
Perfect.
Absolutely. And it wouldn't be question sections without a question from Brian Tulp Jr. And he wants to know, what is the best prize you've ever won from a contest? Didn't he just like win a cake or something?
He won
like,
a fucking
oh my
cake.
God, it's a good chocolate cake.
He wins something like every day. I swear to God, the guy has a golden horseshoe up his ass. He wins fucking tickets to concerts,
Yeah,
for
he was at a
fucking
concert
sporting
Friday night.
events, to fucking. He just wins everything, and it's like I don't understand, Brian. I cannot answer this question for you because, well, here's my answer. When I was like 18 years old, I won $100 on fucking Nevada tickets, and that's about the only thing I've ever fucking won in my life, man. So
I won $100 off the lottery one time here in Oregon. I bought because they have these raffles that are only in Oregon, but there's only so many tickets sold, right? Like they only sell 200,000 tickets for the.
Oh yes.
And one person wins $1 million, other people win 1,000, and so many people win $100. And I was one of the people that won $100. Woo!
Yay!
Hey.
I think the probably
just to even show how unlucky I am. This year, Tim Hortons does this roll up the rim to win thing. I told you guys about this before.
He did.
I won 1 coffee and 1 donut the entire time. Every other cup is a loser for me. And I drink 2 extra large coffees a day. A day.
Yeah.
How much money do you spend on coffee? No,
You just get regular coffee.
Holy shit!
Yes.
$2 a coffee or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like $2.20.
You don't get the $10 coffees twice a
No, I don't
day.
either. Yeah, we're gonna play this cup of coffee.
Ryan's coffee budget alone is the $1 million budget we're going to be using for
He paid for it.
Yeah, I actually stopped drinking. I don't drink a lot on the weekend now. I have a coffee machine, so I just make coffee at home on the weekends now. When I'm working, I drink one in the morning and then I get one at lunch. So
Yeah. I think the best one for me this was a long time ago when I started working at this warehouse, and somebody said, you want to get in on this, the football poll? And I followed football somewhat, but it's not like I followed every team and stats and all this other crap. I think because I was more into camping and mountain biking at the time and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, what's that? You know? They're like, yeah, we all play. There's 70 of us, you know? Everybody puts in, I think, whatever it was, $5, and you just choose the team, and then I think it was Monday's game, and you picked whatever the the ending score was, right? So I was like, yeah, sure. So I just chose it just random, just totally random, right? And I think at the time I was like, yeah, I'm a Niners fan. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna pick that. Then everything else was random, And then sure enough, I won. It was like $200.
Damn.
I was like, what the hell? I just chose random, So that was like the best thing ever. And they were like, oh man, you're like the football expert or something. I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. You just go with my numbers now, So never won again, but that was fun.
Okay. Next question.
Next one's from Steve Borleon. He says, so rumor has it you guys consider yourselves real gamers.
Oh, fuck.
But do you guys play board games and even better tabletop games?
What are
No,
those?
because we're real gamers.
Exactly.
Yeah, real
What the fuck is this board game tabletop game crap?
board B-O-R-E-D. But he put B-O-A-R-D. Okay. No, I guess maybe he's spelling that correctly.
What is this
no, he
board
spelled
game?
that right.
What is this board game you speak of? Tabletop game. What the
I like
fuck?
I never played tabletop games, but I've seen them. I've seen the little shops where people play them. I've seen them play in the mall. And
I know a lot of people that play them. I think, like I did like some hero clicker game with like Star Wars characters, and you buy the characters and they have these little clicky things on the bottom that tell you how many moves they can make and shit like that. And that was kind of fun, but I've never gotten into the board games and stuff like that, really, other than Drop Mix. Drop Mix was probably the closest thing that I come to playing board games. But you, Jesus?
No, I don't play that shit.
No.
Give me some PS4 games, some Xbox games, some Nintendo Switch games, and that's about it.
Well, I mean,
your
we
shit.
almost played D&D. That's
Almost.
sort of
It's just...
a board game.
You have to get me in the mood where I want to do it. If I'm not interested in it, I won't do it. Like, I just won't. I'll be like, no, thank you. I think the last time I played like an actual board game was 5 years ago, and that may have been like fucking Monopoly or something like that. Something dumb, something that like board gamers don't play, like Monopoly.
I guess if you consider Cards Against Humanity. But that's more of a card game, right?
That's a card game.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I play that sometimes. But that's like, hey, there's a bunch of people around. Let's do something stupid. Play Cards Against Humanity. You know what I mean? Like, you have a big group of people, and everyone's gonna make up stupid shit that's hilarious, and you're all gonna laugh and have a good time, right? Kind of the same with Drop Mix, right?
yeah. Anyway, our next one is from Airborne Junkie on Discord. He wants to know, why is Kerbal Space Program so damn addictive? I see him posting screenshots.
I don't know why.
Building
because,
rockets.
It does too fucking hard. It's not addictive for me. You have like an engineer mind. I don't.
Yeah.
That shit's
That's
not
gotta be
easy.
it.
Like, guys, I'm not kidding. The game is not fucking easy.
No, it's hard.
I
as
try.
fuck, yeah.
I play that shit on Xbox, and I try to constantly play it, and I can't even build a good enough rocket to like. I mean, I can build a rocket that can take off into space, but then it crashes or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
where does it go?
He sent me a fucking clip, right? He messaged me on Xbox. He like sent me a message on Xbox with like a clip, and it was a clip of his fucking SpaceX rocket. He built a rocket that went into space. Like the whole video, it shows the rocket go into space, like fucking 40,000 whatever fucking miles or whatever the fuck. It flies all the way into space, and then like the second part of the rocket, like the shit that like the when the fucking rocket
Second
split
stage.
apart, the second stage, that shit
Booster.
blew apart, right, in the atmosphere. He landed that fucking part back on Earth. I was like, what the fuck? It was like a SpaceX rocket where like the fucking thing, he guided it and landed it on a platform on Earth. I was like, cool. I'll never ever achieve that in that game. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I mean, I can see the appeal in that game for people because you can literally travel to any planet in the universe or the galaxy. Yeah, because they have like, well, they have their own galaxy, right? They don't call it like actual planet names. They call it like whatever the fuck they want to call it in their universe in the game. But you can travel to different planets. You can like put up satellites. So like, and you can even build a space station, like an actual like fucking space station up there to send astronauts to like study things and research things. And you can like, you have to pick them up every so often to bring them back to Earth so they don't die up there because they've been up there for too long. So like, there's a lot of things to that game. It's more than just like building rockets and blowing them up and flying them into space. There's a lot of things going.
Yeah, it looks like there is. And he wants to know how the heck do you beat Game Dev Story and Game Dev Tycoon?
So
you're the expert on this, Jesus.
I beat them both actually. I think most of the games don't necessarily have an ending, but the ending does. There's an ending to the game, but like the game lets you keep playing. Like it'll tell you like this is the end of the game, but you can keep playing the game for however long you want. Continue building your company, whatever. So the games usually have a time limit of like you can set it like the standard is 36 years. That's how long the game span goes for. Or you can set it like for longer, for like 42 years if you want to make it like a longer game, or a shorter game like 16 years. Depends what you want to do. I always set mine to 42, but once like I reach level 42, like year 42, I usually have a big enough company where I'm building my own consoles, and like it'll tell me like in this year at month 12, we're gonna hold the Hall of Fame awards for the gaming industry, and then like you get invited to it, and then like they'll tell you what rank you are in the Hall of Fame of games or whatever. But like you're number 1 because your company's fucking incredible, or you're number 10. But what I'm guessing is he's having trouble getting his company started, because if you fuck up in the beginning, you're gonna go bankrupt and the game is over and you have to restart it again. So that's what
it's more of a learning process, right? Just you got to learn from all those mistakes you made in the first place.
Pretty much. You got to learn like what games to make and what games not to make, what platforms to develop for, when to like stop developing for a platform, because like you could be making a game for like a certain console, and like in the middle of that game, if you're making a large game, it usually takes a year to make, almost a year, like 9 months to make a large game. And you have to like manage your employees so they don't get tired and like overworked, and like then the game doesn't turn out to be as good. So you have to constantly be switching the sound director, and like put this person on graphics because their design is really high, but this person's technology is really high, so you're gonna put them on the AI. And like maybe your game is an RPG game, but you don't need to have like certain elements in the game, so you have to like cut out certain elements of the game because your budget, maybe you don't have enough budget to make that in the game. So a lot of things you got to manage in the game to make a game. But you have to learn how to like, you know, like if I'm making a game for 9 months and all of a sudden I'm in month 6 of my game, I'm halfway through development, and I get an announcement that says the console you're making the game for will be out of sale in the next 3 months. So that means I got to either just push out the game as fast as I can, try to hopefully make the deadline, or I have to take my losses and cancel the project right there. Like sometimes that'll happen where you have to just cancel the project because the game is not going to release on time and you're just going to waste more money than you've already wasted on it already. You don't make that money back. The money that you already put into the game is gone. So you have to right away make a whole new game, and maybe you'll make a smaller game to make it faster because a small game only takes like a month or two. Maybe you'll turn around and put your team on a small game really quick to make a small game to make it come out fast and try to make some money back so your company doesn't go broke. But if you're in the middle of a game development and your company goes broke, say you're making a big game and you think it's going to be a hit. You're making like an RPG that's a mature game that's coming out for the PS2, the Xbox, and like a PC. And you're making this game and you're in development and you have all the right things and you're like, oh fuck, this is coming out perfect. All these points, like, because there's like design points and tech points that go up. There's like little counters, you know, like how much design you put into the game and how much tech you put into it. And you're just coming out good. And if you go broke, the bank will usually lend you money. They'll be like, hey, we'll lend you $1 million if you pay us back $1.5 million after your game releases. So like a month after your game is out, the bank will come back and they'll be like, we're here to take the money. So they take the money out. And if you're broke again, they'll give you another loan if you're already making another game. But if you're not working on another game, the game just says you're bankrupt. You can't make it. But if you're working on another game, they'll be like, okay, we see you're broke again, but we see you're working on a new game. We'll give you more money to develop this new game, but we're going to need you to pay back the money after this game releases. So, like, they always tell you that, you know what I mean? So, like, you got to constantly keep balancing that. But
is there like an interest rate on that? Like, is it just a
it's always
7%
interest.
or something?
There's sometimes a huge interest rate where like they'll loan you $1.5 million and they want to get paid back like $3 million or $4 million. So you got to make sure it's a fucking hit, or you're gonna go broke.
So Jesus, would you say you don't beat Game Dev Story? Game Dev Story.
You don't. You just you get to an end. Yeah, pretty much you get to an end. Like once you know, like once the Switch releases, like maybe a year or two after that, or a year after that, the game will be over. So you have to know that. So kind of like by the time like. If you're not making a console by the time the Xbox One releases, you're not gonna make a lot of money. You got to be releasing consoles like in between the PS2 era and the Xbox One era. Like in that era, you got to release a console to make enough money in the game. And you don't make a lot, dude. You lose so much money making a console because you gotta have a budget for like quality control, and you got to have a budget for what tech you're going to put in the console and all that shit. You got to have people working on it, and it'll make you go, I spent like $200 million on developing a console, and I barely was able to like get by. I had like $10 million.
Break even.
I had like $10 million in my bank account by the time I released that fucking thing. My company was going broke, dude. And like, you know, and you got to pay salary to the employees that are working for you. So if you're not making enough fucking money, you're going to go fucking broke. The game is hard. And then if you play it in pirate mode, it's super hard because everybody pirates your shit. Fuck, but I love that game. I want to play it right now.
Damn, a lot of elements.
What's
to
the next question, Gunny?
And some shirt pockets on Discord. That's ET. Evan Tanaka.
That's right.
He just wants to know who saw and is going to see Ready Player One, the movie. It's out, guys. Go see it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm planning on going to see it maybe tomorrow.
Same here.
Maybe tonight. I don't know. I want to see it this weekend though. I hear good things.
Yep, I've heard good things too.
Yeah, if I don't go tomorrow, I'll go Monday. So that's the plan.
Sweet.
The book is good.
All right. Get us out of here, Jesus.
We're done. Find me on Xbox Live, Gamertag, Jesus Walks a Lot. Find me on PlayStation Network, GSUS Walks a Lot. I finished Uncharted 4. That story is good. That epilogue was good. Did you see the epilogue, Ryan?
I don't remember.
With Nathan Drake's daughter?
Yes, yeah.
That was super cool. I thought that was neat, like a little ending there. I was like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting this. All that was super cool. What else? Find me on Switch. Send me a message if you want my code for the Switch. I don't fucking know the code. Yeah, that's it. Find me on the Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. Join it. Do all that. Give us a review on iTunes. Good stuff. Ryan, go.
You can find me on Xbox Live, Steam, and PSN under Gib8777.
777.
Find me on Xbox Live, Steam, and Twitter under Gunny Chief. Go play some of that Paper.io game. What was that Snake, or was it? I forgot what it's called on the PC. I like it. I like playing that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Mobile game. It's that one where you lead a trail and you got to like
Snake.
You know, yeah, it's like Snake, or on
you
iOS.
Eat the little pellets and you get longer.
Right. Well, that's Snake, but I play Paper. I played on both PC and on
play Paper.
iPad and phone.
Oh, he's better,
fancy boy.
Better than
you get pretty
Snake.
good at
I
that
play
game.
Paper,
And you're
motherfucker.
playing against real people, as far as I know.
No, I fuck you guys.
And some
Fuck all
PubG
you
Mobile.
guys. I'm fucking sick of you two.
What? How fucking
I'm
dare you?
fucking done. Fuck you guys.
You know what? Fuck you, Ryan. I'm tired of your
fuck
shit.
you guys.
Well, fuck you,
Tired of
Gunny.
you fucking Gunny.
You know what? This show's over. I'm fucking done with this show. We're not doing this anymore.
You don't want to fucking play Paper with me? That's fine.
You know,
Don't play
I don't need you guys. I don't fucking need
Fuck
you guys.
closing
I'll
this
fucking
community.
do this by myself.
Well, you
Fuck
want to play
this.
with real players.
Fuck you, Gunny. You're not a real player. All you do is play your fucking Paper IO bullshit.
You play your fucking Paper IO.
Stupid ass fucking game. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here. Fuck
Jesus,
this.
You never fucking join me when I ask.
I
you
don't
to
care, because you're fucking Canadian.
What are
Who
we?
cares a
God,
shit?
What are we even doing here?
I don't know. I'm done.
All right, that's
I'm done.
it. Fuck off.
You're
See you
done.
later. Bye.
Fucking Skypeless too.
We're
Fucking
done.
blocking you.
Fuck you. Fuck you guys.
Fuck
You're
you.
banned.
So-
The show's over. I'm done with you guys. Bye.
No, I'm really done. Really done with you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Finish.
Fuck this.
Fuck off.
Delete.
Hang up,
Hashtag uninstall, motherfucker.
Hang up. Fucking asshole.
No, I'm fucking hanging up on you. Don't fucking. You can hang up if you want, but fucking done.
I'm done. Fuck you guys. Bye.
Turn it down. Turn it up. Turn it around.
Say my name. Say my name.
What the hell is LARP?
LARPing?
Huh?
LARPing is when you dress up and like act something out.
Fine. It's fine. Okay. Jacket will work. Okay. Don't show your tits to everybody. Okay, lady.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, what's going on with this thing that Jonathan's trying to set up?
I don't understand. Like, is it going to be just audio?
No, we
Agree to this.
I think that I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. We finally got attacked by the Kraken. Jesus.
Yeah.
Me, MJ, fucking Penpoint, and somebody else. Might have been tagging. I don't remember. But yeah, fucking. We had one chest on board, and the Kraken attacked us.
I saw that picture with, I think it was MJ.
Yeah,
Now I'm looking at that picture that he's showing. It looks like he's up high. Is he on an island?
No, the Kraken had him.
Oh, that's because I'm like, why is he up so high from the ship?
Yeah, Kraken had him, and he was staring down at the ship.
Yeah, it picks you up, dude.
Damn.
Picks you up and fucking throws you. You gotta keep hitting it with your sword, and then eventually it'll toss you like way, way far away.
It did that to me. It picked me up 4 times in a row. It would let me go because I would hit it with my sword, and then I would swim back to the ship. I got onto the ship to get more bananas, and as I was in the bottom deck, it grabbed me again. I was like, what the fuck?
We had it beat, and then 2 of the arms, one came out of the front and one came out of the back, and we couldn't hit it with cannons. So we were trying to turn the ship, and then all of a sudden it was fucking wrapped around us. Like, all right, I guess we lose our one chest.
And you leave, motherfucker. You leave. Me and Gunny got this, right, Gunny?
Just get up and walk away.
Oh, I'll fucking leave, brother.